D, why do I look like
We're going live. Just Hi everyone, it's Kristi, and we are starting our D&D game a little bit early because we're all here and we want to get right onto it. Also, we weren't actually expecting people to be watching, so for those of you who are, welcome. This is D&D with Kristi, and we're going to be trying to connect two one-shots across two different worlds. But before we start with tonight's game, why don't we quickly go through and have everybody introduce themselves. I'll have Micro go last, and then Micro can introduce the backstory that we're going to be connecting up tonight. So should we start with Kelsey?
Sure, bub. Ow, that hurt.
Hiding up, great.
Shut up. Name's James Hollett. I'm a hill dwarf, and I'm out to rescue my baby girl, Rogue.
Okay.
Because somebody let her die.
Right. R&D?
And basically my hubby, Hercules, is mad at me because I let her go on an adventure, and apparently I'm not allowed to do that.
Okay. All right.
You're grounded.
R&D?
All right, this is the show of terrible accents. Oh, Monsieur Kukuri.
Oh my god, that hurt.
Madame Kukuri. Oh gosh, I can't do this.
It's a Mexican trying to do a French accent.
If I just put Leia in front of me.
Weirdly Italian.
Someone
I'm
clip
dead.
that and make that into a meme.
Yeah. Madame Kukuri, she left me for Monsieur Slurp to go on some wild adventure, and just I've lost her, and I want to get her back.
Okay, cool. Nadam?
Yes, I am playing Dave Johnson, a entirely unsuspicious human fighter who is definitely not famous gladiator, the instigator.
Okay. Alhana?
I am playing Valifus, a fallen ASMR blade-packed warlock of the Undying, who is the half-sister of Sailor Hydra, who she's never met, but is rather pissed off at her family for exiling her mother while she was in the womb because of a illegitimate I've lost the word. The fling with her father back in Mount Celestia. So she's come to the mortal plane to try and find her sister and receive the news that she recently died.
Okay. And our two survivors. First, Eliwick, or Pasta?
Yes, I'm Eliwick. I'm one of the two people who survived the last campaign. She right now is the ruler of the Heart of the Forest, the magic forest from that campaign. And she is a druid and a pixie from...
I'm sorry, go ahead and finish.
What's the word for the thing? Yes, that thing. Thank you. She's from that place with the thing. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Magic.
And then finally, Slurp. And then you can also tell us about, wrap up in just a couple sentences, if you can, the climax and everything that happened last time.
Oh, I am playing Schlurp, an awakened gelatinous cube, barbarian and fighter. And I was also one of the two people who somehow survived last time when we went in woefully underprepared and got slaughtered, and we barely managed to all escape alive. So after fighting the previous owner of the Heart of the Forest, who was kind of crazy and evil. So the two of us that survived were helped and brought back to health. And now we have a lot of dead friends that we hopefully will be able to resurrect somehow.
All right. And you guys also, Eliwick, you removed the fog from the town of Redvale, did you not?
Yes, I did.
Yes. So she.
I have it mostly concentrated in the heart of the forest.
The forest. No. All right. So for those of you who are new, who didn't survive and playing new characters this time, this is first directed at you. We'll pick up with Aliwick and Slurp a bit later. So the players of the deceased, you each receive a message notifying you from the mayor of Redville, notifying you of the loss of your loved one, but also saying that they died heroically and that the city wants to honor them. And because they can't be there to be honored, they've invited you to join them in their city celebration and to remember the fallen. So the message arrives by horse and messenger, along with a free horse to take you there, and also a red rose badge to indicate that you are a member of the family of the fallen. So you all decide to attend the ceremony, learn what happened to your loved ones, and you pack up. You take the horses, except for Dave Johnson, who has his own mount, and head off from where you are to Redvale. By coincidence, you all happen to arrive at the same time in the stables, wearing your red rose badges, and so they recognize you. The stable boy recognizes you immediately, and also recognizes the horses that were provided to you, and indicates that you need to go over to the Scarlet and Leaf Tavern to look for Quincy. So you walk over, which is actually just across the road, it's not very far, and there at the Scarlet Leaf Tavern is a rotund man with a thick beard, and as he sees you, he sees your rose badges and immediately knows who you are. He greets you sort of with pleasantries, but also with somberness, understanding that your family members or your loved ones had made a sacrifice for their town. So he said, "Please come in, we're about to start the ceremony. I'll be introducing you to the mayor." When Quincy opens the door to the tavern, it's a large rectangular space, and it's filled with people. It looks like everybody from the town has come in. As you look at the windows around it, you notice there are actually people staring into the windows. They're so excited to see the heroes and to see what happens with the ceremony. But Quincy ushers you through the crowds and takes you over to the front, where the ceremony will be held. The first thing you see as you walk toward where the front is, where there's fewer people because they've created sort of a line barrier of where it's going to be happening, is you see the back of somebody who has silver hair and looks like what seems to be like Lord Mayor robes, someone of authority. This person is talking to a woman who's got dark hair with some silver streaks in it. And she also seems to be wearing some sort of official uniform of some sort of law enforcement. As you and Quincy approach the two of them, you hear the woman facing you say, "Well, and now the richest woman in the town, well, her mind's closed and we just don't know what we're going to do to fix the problems." But as you're coming closer, Quincy taps the person on the shoulder, and it turns around and introduces you to Mayor Eloise. Mayor Eloise greets you, saying, "Oh, it's so wonderful to meet you, and I'm sorry it's in such terrible circumstances. We're about to start the ceremony in honor of your family members. Please come over here to the side, away from the crowd," and points over to a sort of corner next to where if you've got the rectangular part in the space facing you, if you look at the crowd, it's over to your left. And there's a sort of cordoned off area with two people already sat there. And the Mayor Eloise, as she's introduced herself and shakes each of your hand, because they're about to start the ceremony, brings you over and has you sit down. As you approach this little area where the people to be honored are sitting, which is what you realize it is, you see two people. Do you want to describe, Eliwick, what you look like?
Oh, well, I'm probably sitting on the table because I'm 8 inches tall.
I'm going to give you a special bar stool with a plush pillow.
Yes. Yeah, pillow. She has brown skin and orange hair. She kind of looks like an autumn leaf. In fact, she is wearing autumn leaves, along with a black cloak. And also on her hip, she has this abnormally large acorn.
Right. And also, she's the townspeople who have created her almost like a crown of white rose petals, almost sewn together, that fit perfectly around her head. And Slurp, do you want to describe what your character looks like?
I look like a gelatinous cube.
Right. And they couldn't
That's the description.
they couldn't
There's
really
a stool floating inside him.
Yeah, there's no chair. He's just sort of in the corner. The townspeople weren't quite sure how to do it, so they just sort of scattered white roses around you, kind of in a circle, because they can't really have you put them on. So all
I
four...
may have eaten some of them.
Yes, as a snack. So the mayor has you sit down, and they start the ceremony. You see Quincy go grab a staff and walk to the front of the space between themselves and the audience and taps it 3 times. As he does, the people start to quiet down and the ceremony starts. I won't go into too much detail, but it's a very lovely ceremony. The Mayor Eloise, who isn't quite the mayor you remember, talks about the problems the town had and the number of people who'd gone out before and had tried to solve the problems and had disappeared. But then your party came to their town, promising that they would fix it. And when they went off after a couple days, suddenly the fog lifted. And the town started to rejoice. They actually had prepared some sort of celebration for the heroes coming back. But when it did come, when news did come, it was by way of a messenger from Eliwick and Slurp, who were staying in the forest, saying that much of their party had been killed in defense of the town. And at that point, the mayor, she says, who, as we'll all know, who was so emotionally distraught over the number of lives lost, couldn't continue on in his position. And so he asked me to take on the burden of, the duties of mayor while he went on vacation. This is the character R&D played last time. They then bring up the heroes, Slurp and Eliwick, and present each of you, well, actually, Eliwick, they give you 2, because they don't worry Slurp is going to eat it, 2 keys of to the city, and telling you that you are always welcome in Red Vale. And then they bring up the members of the family of the fallen, and they give, they show the you guys where they had made a plaque, which with each of the names of the fallen on it, that was going to hang in the tavern now to celebrate. Also, you each receive a gift certificate for staying in the Scarlet Leaf Inn and Tavern for free for the rest of your lives, and 1 meal per day. And at the end of this, the townspeople cheer, and that's pretty much the ceremony. They don't really want to have a whole lot of talking. It's just sort of like an unveiling of it and a celebration, and then have a chance to drink and be merry and to remember. So as the ceremony comes to a close, the people of the town start to come up to many of you. Not so much Slurp, they're not quite sure what to do. They kind of throw some hors d'oeuvres at Slurp just to see if he'll eat them. They shake their hands, and each of them tell you a story of how terrible their town was during the fog and how difficult it was and how much you've really helped them, how much your family members have really, really helped them out. So after about 15 minutes of glad handing, the mayor comes by and collects all of you, all 6 of you, 7 of you. I don't know how R&D's certain character works, and says, "Can you please come with me to one of the back rooms? I'd very much like to speak to you." So she leads you into a private office at the back of the inn. Quincy comes in. He's got bottles of wine, bottles of ale, goblets, empty tankards, whatever you want to drink. And they just lay it on this massive table, and there are seats for each of you, or a space for Slurp, in the case as it may be.
You don't have to. You don't have to keep mentioning. We get it.
Well, no, that's a part of the description, because I'm being narrative. All right, so the mayor says, I wanted to speak to each of you privately because there is something else that I didn't want to discuss during the ceremony. But at the moment, I need to go to my office. There's something that I need to give each of you. So I'll give you a few minutes here to relax and have some drinks and talk amongst yourselves. And as the mayor closes the door behind her against the noise of the crowd of the festivities that are still going on in celebration of the freeing of the town, all of you look around, realizing that up until this point, you haven't really had a chance to talk, and now you're all alone. Okay.
The first thing Dave Johnson can do is walk up to Slurp and stick his hand out. Like, I didn't expect to make acquaintance with 2 gelatinous slimes.
There's only one of me.
No, but Dave Johnson knows another slime, which is already weird.
Oh. That's neat. I would shake your hand, but I don't want to eat them.
I'm wearing armor. Don't worry.
No.
Eliwick kind of takes his hand for Slurp and just goes, I'll shake your hand for him.
He shakes your very tiny hand very vigorously.
And in that case, you're just kind of shaking her. I love being
James is patting his pockets and is slowly cursing because he forgot his cigars and is just very angry.
Valithus is just standing aside in a corner, just watching everyone beneath her deep hood that pretty much leaves most of her face in shadows with just her red eyes glowing out from underneath.
Unless somebody wants to give James Howlett a cigar, that'd be awesome.
Can we find cigars in this room?
I might be able to make them, but that's besides the point.
I mean, they're made out of leaves, so maybe you can druid craft one?
Maybe.
Maybe. Monsieur Cookery goes up to Slurp and just slaps him. It's like, you, Monsieur Slurp, you were meant to protect my wife.
Let's see, how much acid damage does he take?
Is that a 1d4?
That's the normal, well, my normal attack is 1d8, but he's only like touching me, so 1d4 is, yeah.
Roll for damage.
Okay. I don't have control over this. Oh, you're lucky.
Don't slap the spicy jello.
Don't slap the spicy jello.
I do not understand why my wife would spend so much time with such a creature.
Oh.
Eliwick gets defensive.
Wow.
Nice to meet you too.
Dave Joseph also gets defensive. Some slimes are very nice people.
This is my best friend that you're talking about.
Yes, and he killed my wife, or he led her to her death.
Well, she walked in willingly. She had consent.
This is the asshole? This is the asshole that was supposed to protect
Yes.
the baby girl?
No.
He's the only one who survived.
We all almost died. We just got lucky.
No.
Can I claw him?
There were two
Can I
people.
claw Slurp?
Eliwick's gonna see the hostility and kind of try to fly up out of everyone's reach and just kind of cling to the ceiling.
Dave Johnson's
I mean,
just
the
gonna
only way to
jump in
sedate this is to give me a cigar. All right, Bob.
I can give you some hemp rope. I don't know if that's good for smoking, but it's something. I have a lot of rope.
Different kind of hemp.
Okay, at this point, the mayor has returns. She's carrying leather pouches, and she invites you all to sit at the large table, except for Slurp, where there's a space for you to sit, and says, one of the things that happened after your brave party members died defending our city was that our mayor, it broke him. He'd seen too many parties go out. He felt the deaths very heavily, and when he left, it wasn't enough that he just set aside the role as mayor. And when I took over, he asked that I also find a way to at least offer you a way to bring your loved ones back. And so one of the people here tonight is Sheriff Ruth Willowmane. She's from a nearby town called White Sparrow. And in White Sparrow, they have what we don't have here in Red Vale, which is a cleric who can perform a resurrection spell. Now, we couldn't afford the cost of the resurrection spells, and I don't even know if that's something you would want to do for your loved ones. I don't know what your beliefs are, your feelings. But we have made arrangements. If you want to talk to the sheriff, she will accompany you or give you directions to Willowmane and introduce you to the cleric in the Temple of Light an elf, I think, who can perform the ceremony for you if you bring the components. And we feel that we wanted to make a contribution, even though I've checked the records and no amount of money was ever agreed. I actually did go back and watch the last episode on R&D's channel. We never agreed an amount of money.
Yeah, the mayor did not want to pay them to go because he was, again, already concerned about the amount of deaths. So he was like, no, I'm not paying you for anything.
So she said to compensate you or to make a contribution towards bringing your loved ones back. She hands you each a leather pouch. She's like, here's 100 gold pieces for each of you. And we've collected it from the town. It's been difficult, but I mean, with the fog lifting, things are getting better. We hope that between us honoring their memory and their sacrifice, their bravery, organizing this option for you and this payment, that you will realize how much you have all done for us and how much it means.
You see the leather pouch get digested and the coins start floating around in me, right, with all the other coins.
Eliwick just kind of slowly puts her hand on her face and just and just like, oh my goodness, not again.
The mayor watches this and her eyes get a little bit wide. She said, well, I'll leave you here. You can use this room as long as you like. It's a quiet place if you want to stay away from the townsfolk. And of course, your gift certificates are already organized if you wish to stay overnight. Here, you can. And again, I will be out in the reception area. I'll be with the sheriff if you need us. And she gets up and leaves.
We can get our friends back.
We can.
Let's get our friend back, Monsieur Slurp. This is your fault. You will go and you will fix it.
It's not my fault. It was the bad fired lady. She turned into a bird at one point. But then I ate her.
It's always birds, isn't it?
It's always the birds.
James is just pouting. He didn't get to fight Slurp. He's mad. Didn't have his cigar. Didn't get to fight.
Div is just instantly getting into his personal space and just putting his arm around. Come on, friend, let's save our loved ones.
Fuck you.
I know your type. Just sounds away at appropriate distance, ready to dodge any potential attacks.
Let us go, Monsieur James. I believe I know where we can get some cigars and we can celebrate. Hopefully, Monsieur Slurp will come to his senses and help resurrect our friends.
Wait, hold on. I already agreed to help.
I want to turn him into Jello cubes. Come near.
Oh,
already had.
It's already a big yellow cube.
Turn him into little Jello cubes. Little itty
there's,
bitty Jello cubes.
Good
Kristi,
lord.
there's food on the table, right?
Not anymore.
Muffin.
There were
But
drinks
I can't
provided,
smoke it.
but Quincy brought in some hors d'oeuvres when the mayor returned as well.
I wouldn't have
Are there
ate
any
all of
baked
it,
goods?
but I would have cleaned at least a good portion of it.
I repeat,
Is there any
I
baked
can't
goods?
smoke it.
Yes, there are some small little custard pastry things.
Eliwick's gonna go straight for that while everyone's bickering.
But I can't smoke it. I can't smoke it.
Light anything on fire and you can smoke it.
Again, I have a lot of rope.
I don't want to smoke a rope.
That sounds like some kind of street slang.
Pretty sure it actually is.
Oh. Well, I guess.
Let's let Slurp on fire and happens then.
Yeah,
He seems like
good luck lighting. People are very hostile towards me.
You let my
Maybe-
baby girl die, and then I got beat up by my husband. What do you think I'm gonna do?
It's not my fault you're in a
I don't
violent, abusive relationship.
I don't think Eliwick would be able to translate everything at the moment because her mouth's full of custard.
Yeah, no.
I think
I was
Dave
actually about
is-
to. I was actually about to say that I would like the why has everyone been so hostile towards me was mostly directed at Eliwick and not really intended for translation.
Eliwick kind of turns towards Slurp and like shrugs and
I feel like Dave is the only one willing to admit that his brother is probably like the fault for his own death. Like, John Johnson probably did something dumb, and that's why he's dead.
Vilifish just mutters under her breath. Children.
I'm sorry.
done
I
with
could
the
just picture
custard.
two alpha males, and all I can think is Hercules would be like, "You let Ro go. You go fix this." No. Rawr. The next thing you know, the two of them are fighting.
Fighting.
I do believe we should go.
You went there,
to that
Slurp,
guy.
not me.
See that guy that can tell us what all the components are that we can go find.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The cleric.
Let's go.
Do believe we
Well,
should do that.
what time of day is it like?
It's
Why
evening.
do you care? You a slime.
Well, that was out of character, but like it's more like if we want to like take a like do you want to go during the night or
No rest for
mean-
you, slime. You get my wife back. We're going now.
Jesus?
I mean,
Eliwick's
easier to
already
see.
heading out the door.
Dave is just.
do we have
uh,
directions?
Well, there's no one else in here but us, so we kind of have to, I don't know, go out.
No, we
the-
have to know where the town is.
I
don't
did
we?
explain this.
It's
Oh.
out the
Yeah, we
Yeah.
door.
should just
We do know where the town is.
directions.
Eliwick's like touching the door, like, guys,
See,
and
I'll-
everyone.
I like
you-
the little one. The little one. She's she's a good leader. That little one. Let us go, little one.
Dave is just walking out of the door thinking, well, this is going to be a fun trip, isn't it?
And I assume that Ruth would be taking us to White Sparrow.
She knows the way. She's going back there tomorrow, so yeah.
So it doesn't make sense to go now. We should wait and follow her tomorrow.
Maybe spend some remaining time to smooth out some hostilities, or maybe just keep two people separate.
Arr. Arr.
Oh, actually, we need to keep more than two people separate.
So-
Everybody needs to be separate.
At this point, are you guys still in the private room? You're still doing all this in the private room?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yep.
Yeah. Yep.
I say we go to the hotel and figure out sleeping arrangements.
Yes. I
I
agree.
mean, we're
Probably
already
find
in the inn,
cookies.
so-
Yeah, you are in the Scarlet and Leaf and Tavern. It's the biggest building in town to hold all these people. So your rooms are going to be somewhere in this building. Your gift certificate is for this inn and tavern.
We're just like in a conference room in the.
Basically, yeah.
Cool beans. All right. Yes. Let us go, Monsieur James. Let us go find some cigars and a beer.
Thank God.
This pointless bickering.
Dave is just gonna bet his horse in the stables. He's tired of all of this.
So
Flap's just gonna. It's a big crowd. People are eating and drinking. There's gonna be stuff on the floor.
Our glorified
Vacuum
vacuum
mode.
cleaner.
Activate.
They call me Roomba.
Eliwick's gonna kind of like lick the custard off of her hands because it's obviously all over her. And she's gonna like sigh and go, "It's not the same as that at Cookeries."
yes.
Suck it up, little berry bub thing, dude, bro.
Very.
So,
thing.
what are you guys gonna do?
Eliwick's gonna go to the tavern and figure out
Yeah.
a place for her and Slurp to stay.
I think we're all
I'm
doing that
gonna
except
follow her.
for Dave. Dave's going to bed his horse.
Okay, so you guys walk out of the conference room. The reception has sort of died down a little bit. It's more like a busy night at the pub. People are drinking. You also see standing next to the bar is the mayor and the woman sheriff that you saw earlier. And behind the bar is Quincy, the person who greeted you and escorted you over to your reception area.
Should we?
Hello,
Should
dear
we?
sir. Do you have any milk?
Milk. I don't know that we have any milk that we keep. We've got a cow. We could get someone to go and get you some fresh milk if you'd like.
Oh no, that's fine. I don't want y'all to trouble yourselves.
Okay. Oh, we did give you free ale and beer, so you're welcome to. Have you finished that already?
Oh no, I just like milk.
Ellie,
She's not a fairy.
Ellie, can I have beer?
Of course.
Yeah.
And then Eliwick's gonna start pouring beer on top of Slurp, wondering if gelatinous cubes can get drunk.
Well, only one way to find out.
Ooh, James leans over and glares at Quincy. Bub, you have a cigar?
Yeah, actually, we do have a selection of cigars that we keep, and he kind of has to dig around. He kind of disappears underneath the bar for a bit, and you hear some rustling sound. But he comes up with a humidor, and opens it up. And when he opens it up, it's got sort of two levels on it. You can see there's a level of cheaper cigars and a level of nicer cigars. And he turns the box and says, "For a family member of the fallen, you take whichever one you want."
Let's see.
Oh, whoa.
James does the assholery thing. With his left hand, shows off his claws. Slink. And with the right hand, grabs a handful of cigars. I think this will be fine. Don't you, bub?
Quincy,
Hate to be that person, but the sound you were looking for was schnicked.
Slink.
Quincy's eyes open wide, and he just sort of closes the box and then puts it back underneath and moves to the opposite end of the bar.
Good decision, bub.
Well, good thing I'm betting my horse so I can't witness a crime. That's my reputation.
James pulls out a cigar, sticks it in his mouth, doesn't light it, just sticks it in his mouth so he can chew on it, and pockets the rest. Doesn't even offer Monsieur Kokori one. He's that level of an asshole.
I'm not sure Monsieur Cookery actually smokes.
He's French, though.
He's French.
Yeah, but that would be cigars.
Yeah,
That
I
would
don't
be
think
cigarettes.
they smoke
Yes.
cigars. They smoke cigarettes.
Mm-hmm.
Or pipes.
I will have a steak very rare and a glass of your finest wine.
All right,
He's
so
not there anymore. He ran away.
But he's just at the other end of the bar. Like, you should just go to the other end of the bar.
It's
I
not
scared
that
him
long
off.
of a
Quincy gives you a smile, says, of course, writes it down and says, if you would like to, pick a table, or would you like to eat here at the bar, I can bring it wherever you'd like.
I will be at the table in the corner.
Very good. And sort of goes to pour the wine and and sets that in front of you and says, I'll put the order in for the food immediately.
Very good.
That
Monsieur
voice
Quincy,
sends shivers down my spine.
May I get a glass of your finest beer and take out my own beer mug and set it on the table. In this, if you please.
Oh, Quincy looks at it and like, oh, it's that what a fine drinking glass. Yes, if I may lift it up and take it over to the tap, is that all right with you?
Yes.
So Quincy's a little bit nervous now. You're all going to kick his ass, even though he's been super nice to you. And he turns around and fills it up. He scrapes off the foam, adds a bit more, so it's just about just a few centimeters from the top, and carefully brings it over and puts a little mat underneath and gives you back your tankard.
Thank you, Monsieur. Much appreciated.
Gives you a small nod of his head with a smile, look of relief.
Ooh, everything's spinning.
I was about to say, I'd like to ask how Slurp is doing after I poured him a lot of beer.
Well, why don't you do a constitution check?
Oh, I'm remarkably good at that.
Yep, you're okay.
Well, I'm pretty big, so it probably takes quite a lot of beer to get me drunk. I have a big volume.
And at this point, I'm sure Eliwick is tired from picking up jugs that are bigger than her and pouring them.
Yeah, you see the mayor and the sheriff, and they're both sort of looking at you. They're not checking you out, but they just sort of kind of keep checking, making eye contact to see if you're going to come and talk to them or not.
Eliwick's just going to give them a little wave. Hi.
They give a little Manitowoc wave back, just 2 fingers,
Because I'm small, isn't it?
Should we go? Should we talk to them and say that we want to go? I feel like we should do something we should do.
Eliwick goes over.
They both turn around. Hello, honored hero. It's wonderful to have you here, Eliwick. What can we do for you? The mayor says.
I'm gonna follow along.
Oh, we'd just like to let you know that we are interested in resurrecting our friends.
Oh, excellent. And the mayor turns to the woman with the dark black and silver hair and says, I'd like to introduce you then to Sheriff Ruth Willamane. She's the one who is friends with the cleric, and she's heading back to White Sparrow tomorrow, aren't you, Ruth? She goes, oh yeah, you betcha. I'm gonna get an early start, but if you guys want to come on with me, that's no problem at all.
Cool.
Don't you know?
Thank you, Miss Madame, for your gracious offer.
Oh yeah, no problem at all. Whoever's a friend of the mayor here, she's you're a friend of mine. Happy to help you out. So yeah, I can tell you all about the town and anything else you want to know. We got all day tomorrow to do the ride, So and from what I understand, you guys are going to be able to take the same horses that you brought here. I was talking to the mayor about that, and she said, yeah, you're free to take those horses too if you need.
Okay.
Oh.
Much appreciated.
I would just like to point out that when Eliwick hears the other people behind her, she didn't know that they were following her, so she kind of jumps. Like, oh my gosh. When did you get
My, you're a skittish little one.
So it's getting to be sort of like 9:30, 10 o'clock in the evening now, and the bar is kind of clearing out as you have your Valifus, your steak arrives exactly to the temperature that you hoped, and so it is brought to a table along with cutlery and a napkin and a complimentary glass of wine to top up the one that you've already been drinking.
Valifus sits down and begins to eat. Thank you very much.
So the sheriff looks at the group and says, "Well, you know, one thing I gotta tell you though is part of the ride, we gotta go past this this area. Might be a bit unsafe. We've been having some problems in the mines, and I don't think anything too bad's gonna happen, but things have been getting a little weird down there. We're having some industrial problems. We had to shut things down because of some pretty gruesome and mysterious deaths. I don't want to talk about it while you're eating. That's just not polite. But yeah, just to let you know, when we're getting near that part of the town, you might have to a little bit be on guard. But I'm sure it'll be fine. Just as a little bit of a warning. Okay.
I do like me a good fight.
Oh well, then you know, I guess people like your people adventurers are needed. So yeah, if anything happens, I'll look to you first. Do you betcha? Okay, well I'm gonna get one of my rooms. Staying up next to you guys. So in the morning when you had your breakfast, come down and yeah, if you want, I can tell you a little bit about things that are going on. Tell you a little bit about the town, whatever you need to know. So, all right, I'll catch you guys later. I'll see you in the morning.
Thank you, madame.
Well,
Night.
So, yep, she just appears up to the second level. And Quincy comes by when the sheriff kind of jogs his memory, and he slides you each over keys for your rooms. They're numbered. And each of you have your own room. So if Dave Johnson doesn't want it, that's fine. But you can put your things in there overnight while you sleep next to your horse to lock them up and keep them safe if they want.
I mean, I'm not there, so I'm not receiving the key right now. So, does like somebody bring me the key, or am I just screwed?
You're screwed.
Have you already left to go out to the stables?
Yeah, I just instantly from the meeting, I instantly went to the stables.
Oh, okay. So then you don't know any about this. Okay, yep. And then he's just like, why do I have one extra key? I thought I had room for everybody. Oh well, and just puts the key back.
Oh wow. Monsieur Quincy, before you go, may I ask a favor of you? I do not know if you know this about myself, but I'm a famous cook, and was wondering if I could use your kitchen during breakfast tomorrow morning.
Oh well, I'm almost embarrassed. If you're such a good cook, you probably won't think much of our rustic kitchen. But you're welcome to do whatever you want in the kitchen. We'd be happy to have you, and I'd be happy to learn from you.
Oh, I will make you a special dish, monsieur. Thank you very much.
Oh wow, thank you.
Oh dear God.
Velifus finishes eating her steak and drinking her wine, and she approaches Quincy and says in hushed tones, would you by any chance be able to direct me to your local burial grounds?
Oh, the cemetery. Yeah, sure. It's on the outskirts of the town. I mean, we've only got kind of one main road that goes through, but if you just leave here and you turn left, you go past to where the houses run out, then you'll see a big field on the right, and that's where you'll see the cemetery.
Thank you very much. I will see you all in the morning. And she heads out and off to the cemetery.
And Quincy picks up the extra key and like, oh, okay, don't need that room either. And puts it back in the box.
Quincy, he's like, what a bunch of fucking weirdos.
Oh, yeah. I mean, he's not wrong.
One dude tried to
I've
kill me
done
over
is ask
cigars.
I think Monsieur Cookery is ready for bed otherwise.
Okay, so if you all head up, those who want to, head upstairs. There's a second level that are dedicated sleeping rooms. And when you get into your rooms, they're rustic. They're not fancy, but they are clean. And the bed, if you need one, is comfortable. And a little place for you to kind of, put your things, and a chair to sit and look out the window if you want. But yeah, otherwise the rooms are are quite pleasant, if not a bit plain.
Slurp, can you go upstairs?
I can go upstairs, yeah.
Okay.
I don't think he's a Dalek.
He eats the stairs. Come on now, who are we kidding? He eats the stairs.
No, like,
He falls
I mean,
through
I'm
the
a
stairs.
morpher, so yeah, I just like become stair shaped at like the bottom face of the cube.
All right, so you all have your rest. You're topped up wherever you slept. And in the morning, as you waken, if you are in the inn, you smell, Mr. Cookery has gotten up and is, James and Quincy has joined him in the kitchen and is taking notes and sitting in awe and bringing him ingredients and fetching whatever he needs. You have a wonderful aroma of gorgeously prepared food wafting up from the kitchen. Dave Johnson, you wake to the smell of horse manure as you lie on the cold ground. And Valifus, I guess you smell the dew in the morning as the dawn breaks over the hillsides. So,
What recette did you use?
What recette did I use? It's an omelet. Omelette.
Oh, boring.
Oh, until you break it open. Yes. And then inside it is layered with vegetables and meat.
Ooh, would it make me bare my chest?
I believe so. I don't know. Can I roll for that? Can I roll how good my cooking
sure,
is?
of course. I guess
I am
what sort of...
super good at cooking utensils.
the question is, what kind of role would that be? Just trying to think.
Tell me.
Performance?
A performance check.
Performance check?
Performance check?
Yeah, you're performing in a kitchen?
Probably with proficiency, since you're proficient in cooking. That would make sense, right?
Would you be okay? What's performance? That's charisma.
Yes.
Well, bam.
Yeah, yes.
So there you go.
You make
Whatever
a...
that is. I get a lot of rolls. My being an alchemist makes I get a lot of pluses. To a lot of things.
Right. Well, I mean, you're working with pretty limited ingredients, but what you've been able to whip up, considering some of the things that they don't have that you have at home, you're not too disappointed with it. You think it's pretty good, and everyone else is just... Quincy is blown away.
I do have one special dish. This is a giant cookie goes into the oven shaped like a cat. And when the cookie finally comes out, you see the cat stands up, and it's this little black cat with wings, and his name is Cookie.
Eliwick is just in awe.
Yes, and Cookie likes to sit on top of my shoulder, and that's where he will be.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, that's my little homunculus.
All right. So as you sit down, the sheriff is there, fresh-faced, and after you finish up your breakfast and are about to head out, she reminds you again about. She says, "Yeah, so yeah, I know you guys were all drinking. Although I was drinking a little bit last night. I don't know if I all told you, but yeah, when we're on our way over there to White Sparrow, we have to go past that mine where there's been some really some workers have been burned alive, and I'm glad you're done with your breakfast because I wouldn't want to tell you this over your omelets. But yeah, there's some mysterious things going on over there, and just I'll tell you when you need to keep your guard up."
Quick question: at this
Very
point,
well,
is
Mr.
Steve
Bring on
rest
a
of them,
fight.
or am I still just like standing in the stables while everybody else is talking?
Well, when do you want to? I mean, you woke up. I don't know. Like you and Valifus both. Yeah. Did you go back to the inn?
I mean, eventually, if we're gonna travel, they're gonna need horses, or they're gonna need to come to the stables. So there's no real reason to move.
Okay, so then you don't know anything about what's been talked about. So,
I have rations.
Valifus, I assume that you'd also kind of gone back to meet everybody at the inn. Is that what you did, or did you go somewhere else?
Yes.
Okay.
Went back to the inn.
Okay. So yeah, the sheriff is ready. She gets her things. You guys have your things from upstairs already, and you head over to the stables where the stable boy is there, and you're going to use the same horses that you used last time. Ruth says, "Yeah. So if we head over, we just ride at a usual pace. We should get there, just before supper time. So, yep. Just follow me, and if you have any questions about the town, I'm happy to answer them for you." All right. So she saddles up. What do you guys do?
Saddle up.
Yeah, saddle up. Let's go.
Okay.
I'm gonna assume that Eliwick rides with someone.
I mean,
Yeah,
how
Eliwick's
do we
just gonna
get?
prop herself up on top of the head of one of the horses.
Quick question: how do we get Slurp on the horse?
I think Slurp's just
we
gonna have to
don't.
move. He's gonna have a hustle.
I'm immune to exhaustion, so I can just keep
Dash.
dashing. Yeah.
Because I have some chains, so I could have probably gotten you up on a horse, but I don't think that would have been good for the horse.
He would have eaten the chains.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it would be a good idea for anything.
All right. So as you ride or slither along, Ruth looks over and says, "So so you two." She looks at Eliwick and Slurp. Is like, "You guys are pretty much heroes. Really good fighters, huh? How about the rest of you? Y'all seem like you guys can hold your own in a fight too."
Oh. I'm a bit more of a chef than a fighter, but can hold my own. Cookie here is also quite the little scamp himself.
Healing factor comes in handy, bub.
Well, I was thinking when since we've been riding, and it gets to be about noon that day. I know Darenith Deep Fathom. She's the one that's running the mine that's having all the problems. And I know that those resurrections they're pretty expensive, and she's a pretty rich lady. I think with all the mines, if her mine shuts, which they had to shut down last week because of those deaths, she might be willing to pay some money. And if you guys are looking for a way to pay for the resurrections, well, that might be a good place to start.
That's a good idea.
And not thought of the cost. I will do anything for Madame Cookery.
I do like a good fight.
All right.
More things to taste.
Well, if you don't want to go straight for the town, we could head over to the mine town. It's not so much a town; it's more like a shanty town where the miners live. There's an inn there called the Fallen Rod. I know Darenith lives not too far away from there. So if you guys wanted, we could make a detour, and I could make an introduction for you.
Cool.
What a fantastic idea, Monsieur.
Madame.
Madame.
Well, good. Well,
Too many people. Sorry.
Well, that's
many pronouns for
fantastic.
you?
Too many cooks.
That's absolutely fantastic. So the day goes by and it gets to be closer to like 5-6 o'clock in the evening. It's late summer now, so it's starting to get a little bit dark. Not yet, not completely dark, but the days are getting a bit shorter. And as you guys go along, you now should see a different. Why is my map not showing up? Did it change for you guys? Okay, there we go.
You
All right.
also have to move
All right,
yourself there.
you guys are all in a road, so you can go ahead and place yourself in whatever riding order you think you might be in.
Oh,
Whose horse am I on?
Now, where the hell's my mouse?
There I am.
Whose horse am I on?
Oh dear fucking god!
I shall not be
Hopefully,
next.
just like. God,
Come here,
still
Cookie.
can't see. I'm not E-rated.
Okay, so
Not at all.
that's your order.
Yeah, cookies
Why
on my
do
shoulder,
I
but
look
it's
like
hard.
frickin' what's his bucket from?
I forgot to give Kristi the token. That's my bad.
I found a token and made one for you. So I just picked. I mean, you can change it for next week if you want, but I just needed something.
Thank you. I look like what's his bucket from Dragon
You
Ball.
look like Luther.
I'm not happy
Well,
about
you didn't
it.
tell me what you look like, so I was doing you a favor by actually giving you a token in the first
Frank
place.
Dean,
So
this is his fault.
It is my fault. I was in charge of that.
okay,
We're charged
so
of a lot of things, and how the hell do I move you? How do I? My life.
Are you on the select tool?
the
I
arrow.
don't even know. Yes, I'm on. I
Kristi,
can't.
can you let me know when we're in a forest?
Well, you've actually just cleared a forest and you've been through the clearing. So if you were looking at the map
there we
of
go.
yeah, so you're outside of a forest now.
Mhm.
You've got
Okay.
you can do your movement for
Oh.
James, or did I do it? Do I need to? Yes. Okay, you can move him.
No,
Okay,
that's me. So I can move James. so
Yeah,
I'm
you
not
need
sure
to
if you-
give Kelsey control.
Oh, so that's why I can't move it. I no longer have access to my own fucking character.
Let me
Oh,
check on
no.
the. I told you. It says controlled by Kelsey, where it can be edited and controlled by that avatar. So I don't know. I can undo it and redo it and see
Oh,
if it.
yay! Now I can do it. I can do it now.
Okay.
Thank you. Whatever D&D gods did that. All right, I'm gonna be behind the cat. Who is this freaking character? I'm gonna change his name for now, and I'm gonna call him something else other than James.
All right. So as you're going along, you, Eliwick, you suddenly hear some rustling ahead of you and up and to the left. It's off the road, but your senses tell you that there's something nearby.
I let everybody know about the sound.
Okay. As you point over in that direction, you see. I can't get my mouse to go in the right way.
I'm a tall Krillin. That was the name I was looking for.
It's driving me nuts not to remember.
You should now see. Oh, wandering towards you, making an awful noise. A pack of creatures looking hungrily at your party.
Please tell me they're not dire wolves. I'm so sick of dire wolves.
I don't see anything.
Okay, dang it. Again, I thought
That's
I
fine.
put them on the token layer, but maybe I have to do them individually. I'm not quite sure.
Yes, you probably do.
Alright. Dang it. Alright, so here we go. Here's one. Now can you see it? No, how come it's not working?
Are you dragging them from your library, or are they already
No, they're
on
already
your...
in the screen, and they're in my GM overlay.
Yeah.
They're
So if you right click
invisible.
on it, if you right click on the token,
Uh-huh.
and then
Oh,
go
yeah,
to
move it.
layer, and then go to
Token layer.
Token layer.
Okay.
There you go.
Can I do it as a group?
Oh. Yes.
Okay,
If you
excellent.
if you select all of them, you can move them all at the same time.
Yes. Alright. Token layer.
Oh,
They're invisible
There we
direwolf.
go.
We're all gonna die.
no, we got
Well,
zombie-ish things.
Yep.
What?
Viliferous
Right now I
extends a
can't
hand.
see because everybody's freaking little profiling thingies are in the way. No, slurp, fucking shit. Damn, bitch.
I will
I
remind
can't
everyone that I
see
am
jack
Kristi.
shit.
It should be at the top of
Oh.
the map.
Oh god. Oh the god, what the hell?
And they start stumbling. They look at you all hungrily, with their large mouths gaping almost impossibly long, more than a jaw should be able to.
Nope. Mm-mm.
So I
going
assume this stuff is grass.
Yep, that's grass.
Okay.
Is it tall grass?
No, it's like, it's not cut grass, so it's natural grass, but it's not like to the waist. It's just sort of like,
Lemongrass, wheatgrass.
yeah. All right. So, I guess everybody click on your characters and roll initiative.
That is
Oh my
fucking
gosh, I rolled
terrible.
good for once. This is the second time in my life that I rolled good.
Well, I mean, how the hell do you get an initiative of 4, Slurp?
Simple. I rolled a 1 and I have a +3.
I mean, it's better to roll a 1 on initiative than a 1 on an attack.
This is true.
Yeah, might as well get it out of the way.
Okay, and I'll roll for these guys.
Anyways.
How did they do?
Oh no, I go first.
Okay, 5. All right.
I'm not used to this. And we're not even in a forest. Dang it.
Why don't I have R&D?
Mm-hmm.
What's my speed?
Probably 30
Oh.
feet.
Probably 30 feet. It's always 30 feet. Unless
No,
you
no, she's a dwarf, right?
Oh, then
Yes.
25.
Then
yeah,
25.
Oh, wrong way. Okay. How can
Thank you, everybody but R&D.
I
I
don't
take
know.
back my calling you daddy.
How do I... New...
That sounds so wrong when you have no context for the.
Yeah.
Okay. You don't
Uh,
need context.
I was thinking it, but I wasn't gonna say anything.
Well, none of you even responded to that comment earlier. I was just like, wow, no one's gonna respond.
No, we're not gonna unpack that. We're just gonna leave it be.
All right. Eliwick, you're up.
This is new. I'm not used to this.
Fly away, Elwick. Fly away.
Hi.
Or
I think I'm gonna I don't know. What do I do? What's the range? 90 feet. 90 feet. So how do you? Ah!
Yep, they're
Oh,
about
no.
they're about 50 feet away from you. 55.
50.
Okay. Okay. So I'm gonna use entangle on them. That.
Okay. So they have to do a spell DC, and what's your save? Your spell?
My
DC?
save is 15.
Okay. Oh, and they fail.
Haha.
So now they have to do. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, a strength. No, sorry. They have to do a strength saving throw, not a DC throw. Okay, my bad. I have. Oh, here's my
Don't
rule
be
encounter.
strong.
I have to do it again. Sorry. Here we go. Yep, it's okay. They still fail. So they are
Yay!
entangled.
They're now entangled.
what's the area?
The area is
20-foot square.
Yeah,
No, yeah,
20
I
foot
mean,
square.
but where is it? Because it's difficult terrain, so it might be nice to know where on the.
I don't think
put it
grass is
on
difficult.
them.
Oh, okay.
No, but the spell creates an area of difficult terrain.
Yeah, at the point within range, and I'm pointing at them.
I'll
So
see if
the
I
difficult
can.
terrain is where they are.
I don't know how to do
In a
area
20-foot
effects.
square.
Effects?
Well, it's.
You can make a if you have a spare token, you can put it in there as or you can just use your paint tool and just draw
okay.
a circle around where you think
Yeah,
where it would
freehand?
be. Those are kind of simple.
Okay,
Yeah.
so if
freehand
you did
draw
it
it
about
out.
here, and it's 20 feet, so you figure you want to go back, so 1, 2, 3, I don't know. You thinking something like this?
I can't see. Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah,
Yes.
that works. Just so we know which squares are difficult terrain. for
Sure.
moving.
I did something.
Yeah.
Okay, is there anything else you want to do with your turn?
Nope.
All right, next
Can't
up.
really do much.
All right, next up is Valifus.
Okay. Villifus. Distance. Yeah. Villifus points at the nearest zombie and casts Toll of the Dead. Which...
I love that spell.
Okay, pointed at creature and a sound. It must succeed on a wisdom saving throw or take 1d8 necrotic damage. Okay, so I'll check their wisdom save. And they did not make it. So go ahead and roll your 1d12. Or sorry, 1d8. One, okay.
Oh no.
Wait a second, isn't it? It's 2d8 because you're above 5th level, right? So it's 2d8, not 1d8.
Oh yeah, good point.
Yeah.
Okay, so 9.
Woo!
Okay, so one of they're actually ghouls. One of the ghouls, this one right here. Oh, that's I'll use my pointer. This one here in the front is taking the damage.
Kristi.
Yep.
So my initial initiative roll is not up there.
Oh, did you not click? Okay, I'll add you in there.
I did. I got an 11.12.
Oh, okay. Then I'll add your 11.12 then.
It says that for some odd reason, but no valid token was selected. We might have this problem the whole entire time.
Yeah, you just need to re-click your token, but it's a thing that fucks up a lot. I don't know why.
All right, we're gonna try this again.
All right, no, you're in the order now. It's
okay. Yay!
Oh, there we go. Yeah. Just need to reorder.
We're just gonna blame R&D for all of the problems that we're having.
Let's see.
It's all R&D's fault. Just remember that. It's
Okay.
not your fault. It's R&D's fault.
Valifus, did you want to do anything else on your turn?
Yeah, she gets off of her horse. She extends out a hand, and a massive scythe just forms in her hand.
Oh, okay.
With a dark green blade that almost appears to be dripping with some horrible green liquid, and the shaft made of bone.
All right. Well, you see the ghouls. They're
Next
struggling. The ghouls are struggling through. They're trying to free themselves, and they're growling and trying to get closer to your party. They look a little bit in fear at the magic, but they're very hungry, so they're eager to eat you. All right. Is that everything for your turn?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, James. What would you like to do with your turn?
I get to just move because I can't do anything else.
Okay. Where would you like to move?
Away. Let's see. I can only move
25 feet.
25 feet. So
If you don't think you're gonna have another action, you can also dash and pull your sword.
Yeah.
what kind of what got?
Yeah, but
You can dash as your action, and that'll take you 50 feet at most if you want to. If you don't think you're gonna get close enough, you can also rage.
Well, get moving through the person in front would kind of difficult terrain, so it would.
Yeah, I don't want to hurt the kitty, so I'm not gonna do that.
The kitty's on top of me. It's on.
It wouldn't hurt. It wouldn't hurt them. It's just that if you're moving in a straight line towards them, you're moving.
Yeah, I don't want to do that
Why not?
because I'm not psycho.
No, it doesn't hurt them.
I mean,
Yeah, no, I don't want to go. Hush.
It's okay. It's Kelsey's character. Kelsey gets to play it.
Yeah, I know, right? Leave me alone. Gosh, Michael. Always trying to make me play the way the. Hush you. Oh, the butter fucking duck.
I don't think that would be a pleasant experience.
I mean, not for the duck.
Well, the duck might like it. They're rapists. Okay, so I think
They're
I'm gonna
very
go.
weird.
Their reproductive whole can bang in. And I think I'm gonna go there. Can I go there? I think I can. Is that as far as I can go?
It should be 5 squares. So, and you can move diagonally. So 1, 2, 3,
10,
4.
15, 20,
I think you need to
25.
be.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna go straight.
All right. So you're using your action to move. Are you going to dash, or are you going to just do your regular movement?
I'm just gonna loiter.
Okay. Is there anything else you want
Wander.
to do with your turn?
No.
Okay. All right. That brings us to Dave Johnson.
Okay, I am going to move over here, and I'm gonna shoot my longbow at the one that's closest to us.
Okay. The one that was already hit, this one right here?
Yep.
Okay.
So 21
What
hits.
What went blank?
Ooh, oh, yes, 21 hits. Go ahead and roll your damage.
5 piercing.
Lord,
Okay.
help me.
You see the arrow.
You have advantage on the attack, by the way. Because they're restrained.
Do I?
Yeah, they're restrained by the spell.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they're restrained
Yeah,
for up to 1 minute.
So Dave dismounts in a single fluid movement and rushes into the grass as he reaches behind him to pull out his pull out an arrow and reaches and pulls out his longbow and aims for the one that is in the front and lets the arrow fly, and it hits it right in the shoulder. And
I'm loving these noises.
all right. Is there anything else that you'd like to do with your turn?
Nope, it's everything. Oh, wait a second, I can attack twice in a turn because I'm above level 5, so I'm actually just gonna attack again.
Okay.
19.
Yep, that hits. Go ahead and roll your damage.
9.
9 piercing. Oh, and then with a continuing fluid movement, he reaches back and pulls out another arrow, quickly notching it in place and letting it fly home and true, and it hits it in the other shoulder, and this one is starting to look pretty bloody. Well, they're not bloody because they're dead, but you can tell that it's starting to lose some energy, and some of the evil dead light is fading from its eyes.
Looking oozy.
Okay. Anything else anything else you want to do? Is that everything?
Nope.
Okay, excellent. Monsieur Coukari.
Mr. Kokore is we'll tell me that's told again. We'll tell Cookie. Le Cookie, keep an eye on our friend James. And he will fly over. Cookie will fly over and sit on top of James's shoulder. This is for later. It'll be important later.
Okay.
And Monsieur Kokore will walk forward. And he takes out a bowl, a bowl and a whisk and the 2 eggs, and cracks the 2 eggs into the bowl and whisks it really, really fast. So fast that it becomes this giant ball of egg, just fluffy egg. And then he takes a single pepper and throws it inside and throws the whole thing at the pile of monsters, casting flaming sphere.
Okay. All right.
Eggy sphere.
Can you remind me what that does?
I can remind you because I
Thank you.
don't know. At level 2, there it is.
13 hits. Oh, that's it automatically hits. Or do I have to roll something as a?
They have to do, I believe. I don't know why that didn't do
I think
the
it's
effect.
dexterity.
They have to do a dex save.
Okay.
Against
Yep.
my spell PC, which is, I don't know what it is. Honestly, I didn't write it down. Intelligence 15.
Okay. All right. So.
And
Where do you make the spear?
All right. And it's a wisdom.
It's a dex save.
Oh, it's a dex save. Okay, so then they get a +2. All right. So you okay. So Monsieur Cookery sends forward out of this cooking bowl thing this egg mixture that suddenly combusts, and it hits the skeleton that is right in the front here, and the other ones actually are kind of like blocked from the full force of it because the first skeleton took the most of the damage, and so you did 13 fire damage.
13 fire damage,
Tell
and then the big egg thing stays there, so there's now just a giant egg fireball thing just chilling there.
Okay, all right.
They end their turn within.
Go ahead if you wanted to add any more, and how you do it, how he dies.
The creature tries to grab onto it. It looks like a giant egg thing, and as he touches it, just burst into flames and just
Consumes
have a little
him.
pile of ashes. And
All
yes,
right.
and now there's a fire thing. There's a giant egg on fire in the middle of that.
And now he is down. So you've got one of the ghouls down before they even had a chance to take a swing at you. Anything else you'd like to do with your turn?
Nope, I think that'll be good for me.
Okay.
So where's the sphere? Where's the sphere in?
Let's see.
That's where I would like. That's where I would like to put it.
Can you draw it with your free?
I can move it though, so it might not be the best idea for me to draw it.
Okay.
Well,
Let me see if I
move it
can.
on subsequent turns,
So it's like
though.
right about here.
It'll be in this.
About there. Okay.
It takes up just one square though.
Oh,
it's-
okay.
It's really only one square big.
All right. I don't know how to undo that, but undo. Oh, I see. Okay. So one square in front of him. Ugh. It won't let me undo the circle.
Yeah, drawing's super annoying. And,
Clear drawings, and not all the drawings. We're just gonna have to deal. This is gonna be a square.
that's fine. Yeah,
We'll remember.
I get it. I'll remind me to share some spell tokens with you at the.
Yes, yeah. I had a lot of learning to do just to get the game ready and all the initiative and everything. But next week. Anything else you'd like to do with your turn?
I am all good.
All right. So, then these guys are trapped for this round because they failed their spell save. So they glare at you as they still try to move forward, reaching out, looking very hungry as they stare with hate in their eyes. Okay, Slurp, you are up.
Oh. Well, well, I can't really do a whole lot, so I'm gonna move. Let's hope that's not what I want to do. I can move. I'm gonna move there. That's using my action to
Okay.
To dash, and then I'm gonna use my bonus action to go into my defensive stand from Tunnel Fighter, and that's my turn.
Okay. So, I hate the way they're descending. I'm trying to make it go, from one person to the next, but anyway, Eliwick, you are back up. It is your turn again.
Wait, didn't the monsters have? Oh, they're stuck.
Yep, they're stuck for this turn. Yeah, they're gonna have
Yeah,
another
they're
chance
stuck.
to
They're
be freed
stuck.
next time.
Oh, they
They're
failed
for
their.
a minute.
Yeah, well, I probably
don't-
should have rolled individually, but I rolled for them as a group. So, but that was my mistake as the DM. So I'm gonna let you guys get a few more free pot shots at them. Then I'll roll for each of them individually next time, depending on how many are left.
And they didn't, and they failed their they failed their attempt to get free in their turn.
Well, I thought that the way it worked is that the way that the spell worked is that they're stuck until their next turn. I thought it was grasping weeds. A creature is restrained by the plants and can use its action until the spell ends. Use it to strength check against your spell DC. But because they failed it initially, I didn't think that do they get another chance on their turn?
Yeah, on the
Okay.
end of their turn, they get a chance.
Okay.
On their turn,
Oh,
they
thank
get to
you very
use
much.
their action to try and get free.
Okay, well, then they're going to try to get free. And of course, I always drop at least one. Your spell DC... Oh, no, it was a strength saving throw against...
Whose side are you on, Slurp?
He's being fair. He's being fair. Ooh, one got a natural 20, so we don't have to worry about that. One got free. It was a strength savings throw against
I think it's
your
my
spell DC.
save.
Yep, which
Yeah,
is...
and it's 15,
Okay, I'm going to make a note of that so that...
since we're not in a bonus.
15. Okay, so one got free, two did not. So I'm going to say this one here manages to actually... I'm still in my thing, not my pointer. Okay, here we go. This one manages to get out, and he gets to here.
This is like a consistent thing with Slurp.
Because
Or
yes,
micro.
because it's difficult terrain. He breaks free, and he's I'm trying to think if they get an. That's his action, is to break free. So he can't take a second attack. All right, so you got two stuck, one free, and
What about that third one?
Yeah. What about the third one?
no, 1, 2, 3 of them failed. there,
Okay.
and then one got a
Oh, okay.
natural 20, so he automatically won that up. Okay.
Well, you can get to die first then.
I was just about to say.
All right. So yes, Eliwick, it is your turn now that we've sorted that out.
How do I do the planning thing?
It might be in the upper side. You want to drag to see distance?
How distance? Yeah, there we go. Okay, I remembered.
Oh, you got your tongue turned around.
I think I'm just gonna hold my turn until someone gets hurt.
Okay, and then what would you do if someone is injured?
I think I would do healing word.
Okay, so if someone in your party takes damage, you're going to try.
I'll just kind of scream at them to get better.
Okay.
You didn't actually take damage.
Valifus, it's your turn.
Valithus strides forward purposefully. So 5, 10, 15, to here.
Here we come.
And
Save the
we'll-
day.
And we'll cast Toll the Dead on the one that broke free.
Okay.
So bring that up again.
Yep. Wisdom saving throw. Okay. So, wisdom saving throw, and your
DC 15.
Okay. Failed. Go ahead and roll your damage.
Has he taken any damage yet?
Nope. You basically all ganged up on the one. So as you guys watch, Valifus sort of like points their hands, and a shimmering sort of noise comes forward. And how much damage? You did 3?
3.
Okay.
Yeah, the damage rolls are not with you.
But didn't we say you get to do a 2d8 because of your level?
Yeah, that
Oh,
was
you
a
did?
2d8.
Oh, damn. Yeah, that's not great.
Got a 2 and a 1.
Oh, that hurts.
Really sorry.
You see the ghoul sort of, its body shudders, but it seems to shake it off, and now you've drawn its attention. So it looks at you and starts to reach. All right.
Bring it.
Anything else you'd like to do with your turn?
No, that's all.
Okay, no bonus actions or... Okay, all right, then. James, you are up.
All right. Now, God, fuck it. I'm not even connected to that mouse. I'm a hot mess. Why can... All right. Someone remind me how I can do your thingamadig.
In the top, top left corner, there's a little. It looks like a cube that's upside down.
If you're doing it for movement, you can select your character and just hold Q as you move it to see how far you're moving.
Oh, that's really useful.
Wait, what am I doing? Hold Q? Select.
Yeah,
and
just
hold
select your character, hold Q as you move it.
You
And
lie.
that should give you. Should work.
No, it works.
Works for me.
Well, do you all
Yeah,
have
just
max?
Like you just
you lie.
select your character up, then press Q, and then you can just do it. So select your character, move it a bit, and then press Q, and then just hold Q.
Yeah, it works.
Again, I have a Mac,
Just
so y'all lie.
Yeah.
I don't want that.
Wait, Max,
It's a browser.
Okay, we cannot sit around and try to figure it out if Tom's having problems with it. It's the fourth tool from the top, Kelsey, that just says that's like a little ruler, and you can just click on that and then click like on your character and drag it out to where
Oh,
you
there we
think.
go. Thank you. That's what I needed. Look at you all trying to be super snazzy, and I'm like, that's not what I need. All right. Oh God, they're so far fucking away. All right, how do I get close? This is what I get for being Krillin.
Well, if you would have dashed as your action last time, you would have been closer. That's why I kind of asked if you wanted to do that. But
Thanks, Kristi.
I was trying to help.
I know. I'm not mad at you. I'm mad at R&D.
What did he do?
You made me Krillin. And no one gets that reference.
But you can use your full movement this turn. If you want to use part of your dash action, I don't think you have to take the full dash action if you want to stay a certain distance away. So you'd be able to do 50 feet as opposed to 25, if I'm correct in that, everyone?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you can move up to 50 feet, but then that's sort of your movement for this. That's your action for this turn. So you'll be able to hit next time.
God. Hold on one sec. Trying to get it so I can actually see what's going on the screen. I want to see. I want to be where the people are. There we go. No, come back.
It's so hard for me not to start singing the Little Mermaid song of I want to be where the people are.
Oh no, I totally fucked it up.
So I'm just going to sing it in my head.
You're welcome.
R&D, what did you say? I'm going to make a note of your DCs as well as your ACs. So your DC, was it also 15?
Yes.
Okay.
There we go. I could see now. Oh, that helps so much more. Okay, so we are going to dash. So I could do 50. Actually, I'm not going to do the full 50 because that actually puts me like right on top of him. I don't want to do that.
Within reach, yes.
But I want to do I want to get within reach of him. So can I do like a partial dash?
Yeah, you can move up to, so you can move use as much of that as you
I'm
want.
going to go ahead and dash, which means that I'm going to go right here.
Okay. All right, and then that is everything for your turn, correct?
I believe so. I don't think I'm allowed to do anything else.
Okay,
Well,
then
you have a bonus action if you want to use
Yeah.
it for something.
I have a what now?
bonus action?
Bonus action.
Oh, so that means I can actually attack him now.
No.
No.
If
No.
there are certain things you can do with a bonus action, but a main melee attack or a ranged attack is a full action. So usually a bonus action might be a cantrip, or it might be like exercising some sort of like special skill that you have.
Yeah. You don't have anything like that besides going into a rage.
Yeah,
You don't have anything besides
I don't got
that.
anything. That's what I thought. I was like, I
Okay.
don't got nothing like that. So.
All right.
Rage.
I mean, you can go into a rage, and then if they attack you, you're going to take less damage from
That's
them.
true.
All right, so
You-
in that case, can I just go into a
Yes,
rage?
of course. You can use your bonus action to rage. So
Rage.
Then, all right, you are raging.
Rawr.
All right, good. Okay, Dave Johnson, you're up.
Well, nothing wrong with shooting fish in a barrel, I guess.
Nope.
He's gonna try and is this one. 16 hit.
16 does hit. Go ahead and roll your damage.
9 piercing.
And which one are you aiming for?
And just this one.
Okay, yep, that's what I thought. So
And I'm just gonna do the same thing again. I assume a 12 does not hit.
no, it does not hit. Actually, no, I'm sorry. I take that back. It does. That's its AC. So go ahead
Wow.
Mad, this thing have low AC, so
Well,
10
I wasn't.
damage.
Yep, I wasn't sure what I was gonna. I wanted to test you guys out before I threw something big at you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, also, to be fair, we have locked them all down.
Yes. If these guys do get swings at you, they are nasty. Okay. He is looking. He's still fighting, but you can tell. As you guys watch, Dave on the run again, like Legolas, pulls arrows out gracefully and throws and fires 2 more arrows. This time hitting the ghoul in a thigh each, and and it sort of like screams in agony, but it's not quite down. It's looking and trying to pull the arrows out of its rotting flesh. All right. If that's your turn, then Monsieur Kukuri is up.
Monsieur Kukuri tells
Wait.
Cal. Mm-hmm.
The cat is supposed to come with me, right?
Yeah, was attached to. We're sitting on top of you. If that's okay with.
Yeah, I
with,
can. Yeah, you don't have to move it around if that's the rule. I'm okay with if the token doesn't. That's fine.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
So Cat's Cookie is attached. Okay. Monsieur Cookery, flaming ball is still there. 4 guys are there. Okay. Monsieur Cookery is going to take the flaming ball and is going to move it to this spot in between all 3 of them. So ram it up against the one in the middle.
Okay.
And so when it gets rammed, it takes some amount of damage. I don't think there's a save for it. If I
Okay.
let me
Just
check
check.
though. Because
Okay.
I do not remember. I don't use this a whole lot often. If you ram it into a creature, that creature must make. Oh no, it doesn't even make a saving throw against the sphere's damage.
Okay.
Against the damage. When you another 15 deck save to 15.
Okay. Dex.
And then it will.
Okay. 1 makes,
Generally-
2 does not. Sorry. So is that half damage or no damage to
Half damage.
half
I would
damage?
assume they're doing it with disadvantage, being that they're immobilized.
Let's see.
Is the middle one still immobilized?
Well,
Yeah.
you the 3 in the spell is she's maintaining her concentration, so these 3 are stuck. They're trying to
Okay.
use
Yes,
their turns.
they do indeed have disadvantage on this dexterity
Okay.
saving throw.
I mean, yeah,
So
I think
I'll-
it felt it anyway.
I'll roll. There's one extra. No, it makes it. It rolled both
Okay.
times
Okay,
above.
sorry.
No. 2 failed, so I didn't bother rolling those as disadvantage
Oh,
because
no,
they
no,
already failed.
he's only attacking 1.
I thought the damage was spread out because of the. Oh, because it's
No,
only 1.
not
Okay,
Only if they end their turn there.
sorry,
Yes.
my mistake. I thought it was you were putting that in the 3 to putting it in the middle to get all 3.
Well, hoping that they
but
stay
not
there.
on this turn.
Okay,
Yeah.
so because
Yeah.
of my misunderstanding of how the spell worked, the AOE, I'm going to go ahead and re-roll it, but I'm going to re-roll it. You get the disadvantage. So, and they don't make it.
Okay. So he'll take the middle one.
Middle one takes.
Well,
Yeah.
12 points of damage, fire
Okay.
damage from the spheres. From again, a big egg flaming thing hits him.
Spicy egg.
Yeah, and then you see Monsieur Cookery reach into his pocket, take out a single piece of asparagus, put it into his crossbow, and shoot at this guy here
Okay.
with his crossbow, which is going to be 19.
That hits. Go ahead and roll your damage.
4 piercing damage from.
All right. This is the guy who was already hit. He's got arrows in his thighs, and now he's gonna. What did you do to him again?
He's got an asparagus on him now.
He's got. It comes
It's just, yeah.
He's got horrible gas now.
asparagus.
Smelled
So
terribly.
first you see Monsieur Cookery, and through almost like a godlike force, the flaming egg thing just lifts off the molten corpse of its predecessor and gets shoved over into the other one where it's Pah! And then he goes ahead and flings an asparagus almost like a dagger, and it goes right up the nose of the ghoul. It's just shocked and surprised, can't believe it's got asparagus stuck up its nose. All right.
Good. All right, and I believe that's. I'm gonna just move 1, 2, 3, 4, just a little bit closer.
Okay.
But otherwise, I am good to go.
all right. Okay, so first what I will do is I will do, the ghouls are going to attempt to get free. So they need to roll higher than a 15, correct? 15 or higher. That's your spell?
Yes.
All right, well, one got a 20, so he wins. He gets it automatically, and the other 2 absolutely fail. So this guy comes breaking free out. That's still, is that still difficult terrain when you break out of a spell, or does that count as his? Okay, so so he was there, so that's 5, 10, 15, 20, and he's going to move with his last, let's see, he's got 30 movement, he's used up 20, he's got 2 here, he's going to come over and approach James, and that is his attack.
I get an attack of opportunity on him.
Okay, go ahead and take your attack of a top opportunity. Okay, that
19.
hits.
swallow.
You have Sentinel, don't you?
Yeah, I do. So he's stuck. He's stuck here.
Okay, all right. So he's stuck there, and he takes 12 damage. Got it. All right. This ghoul will go ahead and make an attack at James.
Okay, I will use my reaction. Oh,
You've already used it.
That one.
Yeah.
No, I haven't. I haven't used my reaction.
Oh.
I get to do attacks of opportunity.
That
Well-
is still a reaction, though.
No, it's
Attacks of
not.
opportunity take a reaction.
No, they
does.
don't,
It's
because I
something
have-
in the rules.
I have tunnel fighter.
Does something change it?
I have
Okay.
tunnel fighter. I entered my defensive stance. Tunnel
Okay.
fighter. As a bonus action, you
Okay.
can enter the defensive stance with a last until the start of your next turn. While you're in this defensive stance, you can make the attack of opportunity without using your reaction.
Okay, well,
Okay.
it's out of your range anyway because there was an
Yeah,
enemy.
I thought it was the other one.
Yeah, yes, but for future reference. Okay, and so he's going to make an attack on James with his claw attack. So you see him lumber closer to you. As you're running James toward you, the ghoul eyes light up, and once it moves over toward you, hungry, and its mouth open, and it slashes at you with its claw. I'm gonna. No, I already know. 6 does not hit. So, yes, as you come near it, it swipes at you, but you sort of duck out of the way gracefully, and the claw you feel the breeze as it goes over the top of your bald head. Okay.
I have hair.
Well, I don't know what you look like because he didn't give me a token or this.
Silence, Krillin.
So, all right, that is those.
God damn you,
Sorry,
R&B.
I had to.
Okay, so Slurp,
You know what?
it is.
If I definitely am Krillin, I'm going to die. Everybody know that, right?
We also gotta get resurrected
Yes.
like a million times.
Mm.
And in dying, you give somebody his ultimate form.
Yes.
Okay, Slurp, it is your turn.
Okay.
I don't want to die.
I am gonna use my.
Oh wait. Sorry. Before you go on with the two
That's true.
that stayed behind, the two creatures that stayed behind
Mhm.
next to the sphere, they take damage
Okay.
for staying behind next to the sphere. So they'll take 8 points of fire damage each.
Okay. Let's see. I have to keep. It's hard to keep track of who's who. Let me. If I put a number in here, can you guys see it?
Nope.
Oh, excellent. That's awesome. Okay, that will help
You have to
me.
give us that ability.
Ah, cool. And I'm not going to. All right, it's going to help me keep track of who's who and who's doing what.
Yeah, that's how I do it. I
Yep.
just put it in their bubbles.
Yep. All right. Let me just do that really quick here because I'm starting to lose track of who's who. I
Yeah.
don't want to. All right. So, and except now I can't. Why can't I see his? Anyway, doesn't really matter. Okay, so the 8. All right, one of them is taking damage for the first time.
Oh, I'm sorry. Before they do, they can also make a dex save. I forgot about that.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, and then they'll take
Against-
8 if they fail it, 4 if they pass.
Okay.
At disadvantage.
Okay,
Yeah.
then let me roll for the 1. And you're 15? Yep.
Yes.
So 1 makes it. Sorry, disadvantage. No, he doesn't make it. And the other one also does not make it.
All right, so they both take 8 fire damage.
That entangle spell is doing a lot of work right now.
I know, right?
I hadn't planned on this, but I thought I was like, oh, should I give him 8? I'm like, no, that 8's going to be too many. Now I wish I would have done 8. No, that's fine.
Colin is currently happy about this.
All right, so this guy here is now he's got fire damage. He's got arrows sticking out of his thighs. He's looking weakened. I mean, he's still furious and he's still hungry and he's still a ghoul, but you can tell that he doesn't have the energy he had. And the one, his buddy next to him, is screeching as the flames look up at him. So there we go. Okay.
No, it's hard out here for a ghoul.
Slurp. Sorry.
Cool. I will use my reaction. Sorry, not my reaction. I will use my bonus action to rage. And then I am gonna attempt to swallow this guy.
Okay, and what does he get to?
He needs to do. He needs to. It's basically a grappling. So he needs to. So he needs to get 17 or above on either an athletics or acrobatics.
Okay. 17 is he got a 16 plus 1 strength, so 17 that makes it.
He makes it, and he now has to move out of the way, or he automatically fails.
Okay, so he has to find a place to retreat. Is what you're saying? All right, so he'll retreat.
He either has to move back or yes.
Okay.
Cool.
Right. Okay. What else? Is there anything else you'd like to do with your turn?
No, that's my turn.
Okay. All right. So we are back to the top of the order. Eliwick.
Okie. Let's see. My computer went to sleep. I don't like the evil cackling.
Sorry, it's not my fault.
I'm gonna move there, I think.
It's just my laugh.
Here.
R&D, tell them.
Has anyone gotten hurt yet?
No, I really I should have been much meaner with you guys. no one's.
Okay, so then I'm gonna continue to hold my action and ready healing word.
Muffin, you move to one square below where you said you were gonna move, just in case you didn't notice.
Okay, thanks, Muffin.
Okay, Valifus, it is your turn again.
Okay, Valifus strides to here, and using her war scythe, which has reach, she's gonna strike out at this one at the back.
Okay. And 24 hits.
That does 11.
Oh, so Valifus has this green blade that almost shimmers with magic, and as they strike, they sweep across the ghoul. Big chunk of it is taken out along its midriff and its stomach area, and you can sort of see the rot inside, and it turns to you and it just goes It's still standing, but it doesn't look like it's long for this world.
Valifus just laughs at it, and with the firsting blade invocation, attacks again.
Okay. Yep, 17 hits. So how do you want to do this?
Basically brings it in a big long sweep and literally cuts it in half at its midriff.
Is it that the kind of cool thing where you like slice it and it takes a moment for it to react?
Uh-huh.
You appear behind it, and then it just.
All right, excellent. Okay, all right, you guys have only 3 left. So next up is James.
Alrighty. How many do I got near me?
1 in front of you.
Yeah, 1. Alrighty. So I'm currently still raging, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Where's my mouse? Right there. So I guess I'm using Rage Claw. Why can't I click at a thing?
Well, like,
Oh, never mind. That's why.
Like,
No, I have
I
have an attack called Rage Claws.
Yes, because there's a difference. Just because.
okay. Oh, so
We made a difference.
Plus 2.
So
Okay,
I'm gonna. We made a difference. Don't worry about it.
No.
So I'm gonna do Rage Claws.
11. Sorry. Is that 11 or a 9? Their AC is 12. So unfortunately, as you reach out with your Rage Claw, the ghoul has been distracted by Slurp, and as it turns its head, you end up just grazing without actually doing any damage right across its face.
But I do get a second attack.
Yeah, you get 3 attacks. Well, you get 2 attacks per your thing, and then you get a bonus action you can attack with your other claw.
All right, other claws.
That
are you
hits.
fucking kidding me?
That hits.
No, 22.
Oh, thank God. Phew.
Okay, that gets 5 damage. All right, so this time, even the first time you miss, and the other time you come back, turning your hand like a backhand and catching it right on the side of the jaw, and it turns its head. You can hear a crack, and it just goes. Its arms flail a little, but it's still up and fighting.
All right, we're gonna do claws again. Claws.
You hit.
Oh, you have 3 attacks?
Yep.
8. All right, this time the claw comes across and you slice from one shoulder down the sternum all the way down to the bottom, and you can start to see the gore and this sort of like black blood, congealed blood, the stench of it hits your body, and it looks at you in sort of shock and horror, but it just then immediately turns to rage.
By the way, I should have been clearer there. All 3 of those get that rage +2, so you actually did an extra 4 damage and all of that.
Okay, let me just add that up.
Yeah.
21. So she gets an extra
and that
4.
was just my fault for not explaining that to Kelsey. But
All
yeah,
right.
Kelsey, whenever you're in rage, you can just use your rage claws. It just adds a +2 to your damage. That's all it really does.
At this point, you can start to see its arm is sort of going a little bit soft, and it's looking like it's. If it could lose consciousness, it would be looking like that. It's looking pretty bad. So did you say you have a bonus action?
That's it. No,
That's
that's
it?
it. That
Okay.
was all your actions.
Okay.
Or,
Okay. So then next up is Dave Johnson.
Okay. He's just gonna like throw his bow down, grab his rapier and shield, run up to this guy, and just gonna stab him.
Okay. Right. The guy with the arrows in his thighs. All right. Yep. Go ahead. And 22 hits. What's your damage?
7 piercing.
How do you want to do it?
He just like casually like drops his bow, walks forward, and just stabs in between the eyes, just casually, and then just like cleans off the blade after pulling it out.
All right. Excellent. He is gone. You're down to 2. Yep. That area is sticky and on fire, by the way.
I was gonna ask if it was on fire, so in that case, I am actually gonna continue walking over here and stab that guy.
Okay.
16, because I have advantage because slurp.
Yep. Advantage.
I assume we're.
Mm-hmm.
And
How do you want to do it?
Doing flanking rolls.
How do you want to do it?
After like, just casually stabbing the one guy, he just like basically skips over and just like swipes at him and just like takes his head off.
Okay. All right. Okay. Yes, you guys have cleared out all but one. Mr. Kukuri, you are up next.
how's the one looking?
So this one, he's got a fire on his thighs and his calves and his legs, but his face looks infuriated and his claws look sharp.
All right. Monsieur Kukuri takes out a little vial out of his pocket and sticks it into his crossbow and shoots it at the creature. And he is going to call. Oh no, I can't do that one. I got the wrong spell. Take it back. I'll take it back.
It's okay.
Call him a pissant.
Call him a piss. Let's see. We'll do another. This time we'll shoot. Takes out a carrot, puts in his crossbow. He's gonna shoot a carrot at him. Just a full out carrot with his crossbow, and a crit 26.
Oh gosh. Yeah. Go ahead. Roll your damage.
Jesus.
14 damage.
All right. He is now reeling. He's actually lost one arm, and he is his legs are on fire. He is not a happy camper.
No, he's about to be less happy. What's my bonus action? The big flaming egg takes a step backwards or rolls backwards and then slams forward back into him. So he's gonna do another deck save.
Okay. Against 15.
Against 15.
Oh, he makes it with an 18 plus his 2. So
Wait.
does he take half damage?
Yes,
But
that's
with
bad.
disadvantage.
Oh, all right. Thank you for reminding me.
Okay.
Actually, he still squeaks by it. So is that half damage?
Half damage, so he didn't. So 9, half of 9. Or
How do you want to do it?
yes, the spear just goes all over, just right on top of him, and you just see him disappear, and eventually the egg sphere just kind of collapses in on itself.
All right. Yeah, so you hear a scream as it sort of like dies and crumbles into a fiery mess, and its voice is carried on the wind, a high pitch. And then there's just silence. And Sheriff Ruth comes up and goes, "Oh, you guys are pretty good at that."
As my brother would say.
Well,
as my brother would say, we are proficient in murder.
Well, we're not too far from the traveling rod, you know. If you guys want 2-3 beers or something, they're on me.
Oh,
2-3 beers.
oh yes, monsieur, madame, that's an excellent idea. Come here,
Alright.
Cookie.
Okay, so now I need the trick of getting you guys all over to the next map. So is there a way to group you guys? Do I grab you as a group, R&D, and then...
I would stick us all together and then copy and paste us over.
Okay. Oh, I see. Copy?
We can help you with that and stick us all ourselves together.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
okay.
what I'm trying to do.
Yeah, and then you can just select us all and then just copy it, and then it'll take us like everything just as it is.
Okay.
There you go.
Yep. Thank you. Oh, can I, group, and then copy, and move the player thing, and go to this map. All right. So.
With me and you'll be the ocean violation.
Oh, so would you guys see anything in there?
Nope.
Yes, no.
I see
We
tables.
don't see us, but we see.
Okay,
the
okay,
map.
that's fine. I'm just wanting to make sure I've got. Oh, right there you go. All right.
I see
Yes.
what bars look like in my dreams now that I'm sober.
All right.
Guys,
So
my token just vanished.
let me go back to the other map and see if he got left behind. If your map, okay, let's see.
No, it kind of like
He
shut off.
was there, and then he just went.
It was there and then it vanished.
Yeah, it kind of shut off.
Oh my gosh.
Space.
I think I don't know
Did
why,
he
but we're all-
finally?
Let me.
Did he do the thing his brother tried to do for ages and go out of bounds?
Okay, guys, I'll cook y'all some food. Oh.
I think
Oh.
something's wrong.
Yeah.
There are doubles. I see 2 slurps.
Don't touch them both, you guys. I'm deleting the ones we don't need.
We need. I'm called again.
Okay, I have to ungroup you on the other page. That's why, because you're in a group still on the other page.
No, I shut off into nothing.
All right, advanced, ungroup. So who's missing? James and
I am.
Slurp.
No.
Oh, Slurp's still here.
Okay.
Oh no, Dave. Dave Johnson is
Dave.
the only one missing.
Oh no, sorry. There's 2 Daves.
Me.
Can just chill the fuck out, everybody. It's the first time.
We are totally chill. We're just having fun with
I
them.
mean,
All right.
The chaos.
it's not your fault my token decided to just shoot up into space.
Okay, there you go. That should work now. All right. So we all set?
Kristi, if it makes you feel any better, I would be doing so much worse right now. I don't know any of this stuff.
Well, that's all right. It's just like I tried so hard, and you guys are like, it's all right.
You're doing fine. You're doing
Doing good.
absolutely fine. Again, what are we doing? We're blaming this all on R&D. Because again, I am freaking
Exactly.
Krillin.
All right. So the raucous noise
I
of
can
this.
still move everyone, by the way. I
So
don't know why.
you can't move.
No. Oh, now I can. Previously, I could move everyone. That was a bit weird.
Can everyone move their tokens? Oh, you know what? I have to ungroup you. I think. Hold on a second.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I think that's it.
Wait, no. Whoa.
Ungroup.
Hot.
Okay. Now you should be individuals. You're all individuals.
Yeah, now it works.
All right. So
in the
I'm
middle of
little-
it.
I'm
I'm in the water. I'm
woman.
taking a bath. I'm dancing on the table. I'm on top of Slurp. No.
all right. So after your battle, Sheriff Ruth rides you guys, leads your way. By the way, I can show you very quickly. Just stay on that map, but I want to take you and show you about where you are on the original map. So just stay there. So if we click on this map, you guys are. This is where you are right here. So this is like where some of the mining things are. These are the mountains. And this is the sort of mining town.
Forest.
Mining town area. So nope, not anywhere near a forest. Nope.
And,
Yeah.
and this here is White Sparrow.
Correct. Right now you're outside of town in the Fallen Rod, which is a mining town tavern. So the raucous noise of this mining town's regular crowd fills its rickety two-story interior. Miners peer over clay cups of thick beer to assess any strangers who enter the establishment. A huge iron rod runs from floor to ceiling in the center of the tavern, a deep crack splitting it halfway from the bottom. The second-story balcony leans precariously over the lower floor, its bent timbers held up with splintered wooden posts. Right. So as you guys enter, initially, the patrons look around slightly suspiciously at you. But once they see Sheriff Ruth behind you, then they stop paying you much mind. And she says, why don't we go up to the upstairs? It's a little quieter up there. And yeah, I can tell you if you want to know a little bit more about the problems here at the mine, or I can go and get Daranith, see if you guys can maybe help her out with some of the problems she's having.
Yes.
Brilliant
Okay.
idea, madame.
All right.
Let us go, Cookie.
So before, as you guys mount the stairs to go up, so if it's not clear, this is the second level up here. It's, yep, and you guys you're right over the doors in that area, with the rest of the bar underneath you when you're up in that second area, the second level.
Where am I? Who am I? Oh.
Right there.
Okay.
Where the heck is this little thing? Oh, fuck it. It's so hard. Shut up, R&D. I know what you're thinking. Shut up.
I said nothing.
Well,
You don't
we
have
are in
to.
a
I live in your
tavern.
brain.
We are in a tavern called the Something Rod.
The Fallen
So-
Rod,
Oh, yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
The
Oh yeah. No,
fallen
the
rod.
jokes make
Oh,
themselves.
well, it's fallen. Yeah.
Yeah, but the sad thing is he lived in my brain for like 3 years, so half the time things that came out of my mouth, yeah, let's just say,
Was it rent free?
what, my brain?
Yes, living in your brain.
Sadly, yes.
All right, so Sheriff.
We're not,
Okay. Sheriff Ruth,
Go
as she walks you, kind of points you guys toward the stairs. She walks over, and you hear her say to the barkeep, who's a woman with red hair, a bit rotund, "Hey, Gendra, can we get some ales and maybe some bottles of wine for our guests up there?" And Gendra gives her a nod and disappears in the back, and then heads up. She heads up and joins you. Although she didn't actually join you from the last. If you guys were gonna get in trouble with the ghouls, because if they touched you, you guys had to do paralyzing saves. So in case she needed a rescue, I had her as an NPC. But what happened to our? Somebody disappeared.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Where did Hannah go? Oh, you're back.
Oh, there she is.
Hey, we didn't want to go anywhere. We didn't want to start without you. We're glad you're back, Alhana. So Sheriff Ruth joins you, and after a few minutes, Gendra comes up. She puts out a series of empty tankards and kind of wine-looking glasses, a couple of bottles of this, a couple of bottles of that, and then disappears downstairs. So the sheriff kind of looks at you guys, and she says, "So, yeah, I mean, things in town haven't been so good. I mean, I can go ahead and have Daranith tell you anything, but because I kind of know you guys have any questions for me about anything before I talk to her?"
Why were there ghouls?
Oh, I don't know about that. I have to say, like I said on the road, which she did. I forgot that she did. We haven't seen anything like that here before. I don't know what's going on. All I know is that they're gosh darn evil guys. Yeah, but we haven't had ghouls before. Oh, I betcha. Oh, I betcha they're tasting really bad. They're all dead. And who knows what they've been eating.
Who knows what they've stepped into?
But there's there's been nothing like that. I mean, we've had some weird things going on here at the mine, but we haven't had any creatures like that around. I would have told you if I'd seen that before.
What?
Interesting.
Eliwick is pouring beer on top of Slurp.
Monsieur Cookery hands over a little muffin to Eliwick and says, I realize my wife's cooking is much better than these, but this might cheer you up a little bit, little one.
Eliwick kind of gets all starry-eyed and is like, thank you.
It's also, by the way, it's got guidance on it, so feel free to give yourself a D4 later on.
Oh.
Not for long. I don't think it lasts that long, but you know.
It's like one time.
If we run into trouble, just let me know whether or not I still have it, and then I'll write it down.
I'm just gonna metagame this and then I'd say I picked a mystery. It's not just a hack and slash dungeon kind of game. It's a bit of a mystery game. It's gonna require you guys to get clues and put them together and figure things out. So I would encourage you to engage in that kind of role playing. I've been trying to point you at that this entire game.
Oh, yeah. That sounds good. Sometimes it's okay to just make it obvious, like, hey guys.
Yes.
That's not a.
All of us have been like, I want to kill a thing.
Because Sheriff, Ruth has been like, if you guys have any questions, I'm right here. I'll tell you anything. Oh, there's weird things happening. Oh, there's mysterious deaths. Oh, there's been somebody got inflated. It was immolated. That's a weird thing going on. But y'all don't care about that, huh? Okay.
Like normal.
We hang out in the night cube. We're kind of used to weird.
Well, here in White Sparrow, we're not used to this kind of weird, you know.
What kind of weird?
No, like necromancers or general flesh abominations of the area.
Oh no, nothing like that. No, not around here. No. Worst we get is some, around some festival times, people might get a little drunk and go in the woods, and we have to do, public indecency and that kind of stuff. Some fornication in public places, but no ghouls. At least not since about a couple 2-3 months here back. Things at the mine just. They started. She kind of lowers her voice because she's noticed that there's miners sort of sit down. It's like these people, these guys and these women, they ain't got jobs no more. The mines closed down last week because there was such a bad accident. The lead guy who was running the mines, he was burned to death, and some other miners have been gone missing lately as well. They're miners, not miners. do the space whatever joke. Yes. I mean, I don't work here. But I as a sheriff, I've been getting reports of missing persons down there in White Sparrow. Well, we haven't had this many people go missing ever in the last 10 years combined.
Did you get any reports, like, before any of the disappearances and odd things happened? Did you get any reports that could indicate what happened, or?
Well, all people knows is that things were going on. Well, I'm not the miners. I only get the reports afterwards. So maybe you're gonna have to talk to some other peoples. But there's people said things were starting to go a bit weird. There's also there's this guy who has a church nearby. He's been preaching that there's evil in the mine, which when workers are going down there, well, are they really hearing something, or are they being told that they should hear something, and then they hear something they thought they heard something, you know what I mean? So I thought that was really funny. I'm amusing myself.
Nothing wrong with amusing yourself.
Yeah. So I guess, for more of the details on the day-to-day stuff, Darenith, she's going to know the most. And also, you might want to also talk to, who is that? Terrace Westmore. He runs the day-to-day stuff at the mine, but it's Darenith. She's the one who owns it, and it's her mine. She's the one who found the void water that they mine over there.
Void water?
Yeah, that's why they make all their
water?
money. Well, you see, this whole area is supported by void water. Void water, I'm not the best person to ask, but from what I understand, it has something to do with magic and alchemists and the reagent. I don't do that kind of magic stuff. But from Darenith, she was digging for gold. She found this other stuff. She can tell you the story herself, but after she found this void water, she saved up her money, and little by little she started to sell it to some alchemists, and then she got some more people in and sold it some more, and then they dug a deeper mine, and then people started coming, and the economy of this area, all these people here, they're only living because of the void water. This here tavern, well, Gendra, she was a miner. But then she had a mining accident way before the trouble started, just a normal accident that crushed her hand. So she opened this bar to have a job, and also have people have a place to drink after work. So yeah, so the void water, it supports the whole local economy. We got some of our taxes based off of it there in White Sparrow. But they had to shut her down just last week. I guess because of the big accident, but also because of the miners going missing down there. In the last, like I said, 2-3 months or so, started to get real bad.
I think we should talk to the miner lady.
Well, yeah, I know where Darenith is. If you guys, go ahead.
Guess we should talk to whoever's digging deeper and deeper. That always goes well.
Yeah, well, I've seen you guys fight, so I can vouch for you with Darenith. If you guys stay here, hang out, I'll go fetch her, bring her back, and I'll tell her that maybe you guys can help her. If you can get them, I'll just tell you something for nothing, right? Because I've seen you guys fights, and so I know you can handle yourselves. But she's the richest lady in town. If anyone was gonna get you the money for that restoration spell that I'm gonna introduce you to Evelyn for, well, she's about the only person in this area who could probably afford it. So okay, well, you guys enjoy your drink. She gets up from the table, and I'll be right back. So she disappears.
Question for the DM: do we know how much money the resurrection spells are gonna cost? More so we can actually negotiate, so we don't
yes.
So no, there's one person we can't resurrect.
I will say that when Mayor Ellen, what was her name? Too many characters.
Eleanor?
No, that wasn't quite it. It was something with an E. Eloise, maybe.
Yes, it kind of sounds like Eloise.
Yeah,
but it's not
Eloise. Yeah, it was Mayor Eloise. She said she understood the going rate was 1,000. The materials were 1,000 gold per person.
Okay.
So, and you each have 100 toward that.
Yeah. So we need 4,000.
Them some big monies.
all the monies.
If I kill Slurp, can I get the 1,000 gold?
Well, Slurp ate his, so he doesn't have. He's down 100 already.
No, I don't eat the coins. I ate the coin, the leather around it, the sack.
all right.
The coins are floating around. I can't digest gold.
Okay. All right, so
It's bad for his digestive system.
I want to give you guys time if you want to. Do you want to talk all amongst yourselves about anything, like negotiating or whatever?
I mean, not for me personally.
I mean,
Well, yes,
I think
you lost nothing.
goals are pretty obvious.
Your 1,000 will go to resurrect my Madame Kukuri.
Yeah, that's the
We
point.
know how much. I mean, while we're in the bar, can I, going to grab a drink, listen around and see if any of the miners are saying anything of interest?
Yeah, I can go ahead and roll perception.
That's
Yeah, so as you go past one of the tables, you hear, what did you think about Paulson's memorial? I mean, it's kind of sad to have a memorial when we never found the body. I know, Darrenith, she put on a real nice service. Also really good food. It filled me up for a week. They hear the conversation kind of mutter as you go toward the bar.
Interesting. Definitely gonna tell this group about that one.
James fills up his tankard of sobriety with beer that's at the table, and just mutters about stupid Hercules and making me be sober for this trip.
Okay. So after about 20-25 minutes, Ruth comes back in with a woman who's obviously she's got sort of a rugged complexion. You can tell that she's been working outside, but she's also bought herself a pretty nice outfit. She's dressed slightly better than most of the people here. She's got long dark hair and again sort of like a bit of a weathered face from her years of mining. Yeah, she's got her hair pulled back kind of tightly in a bun, and but her hands still have the look of somebody who isn't afraid to get him dirty from time to time. And so Ruth takes her upstairs, and as the two of them travel, the eyes in the bar, this is not a usual sight, they've seen some strangers come in, and then they've seen the sheriff go in and out and come back with the mine owner. And so you can hear the murmurs in the bar have kind of quieted down as people now are slightly interested in what you guys might be getting up to. They can kind of put two and two together. The mine is closed. The sheriff is here. There's the mine owner and some weirdos.
Heck yeah.
So Ruth comes in and introduces. This is Darrenith, Deep Fathom. She owns the mine. She's the discoverer of the void water here. She knows all about the business, and she's looking for some people to go. Well, Darrenith, why don't I let him tell you? Do you want me to stick around here, or can I get back into town? And Darrenith says, no, don't worry about it. It's absolutely fine. I'll take it from here. Thank you, Ruth. I really appreciate it. You know, we don't know how we're gonna handle this, and you're like an angel. You've just brought, hopefully, the solution to our problems. Thank you. And she gives her a hug, and Ruth gives her a hug back, and then Ruth head downstairs and out of the bar and into the night.
No, Ruth, come back.
What? Yeah, what can I do for you? What can I do you for?
You were supposed to take us to the witchy lady who was going to help us bring back our relatives.
Oh, yeah, it's no problem. You just come into town. I mean, the temple's closed because it's already supper time. You know, so you guys, you can head down. You can look for when you come into town, you're gonna see a big old hand in the middle of the city, right, or in the village. You can't miss it. And there's only one big building that says Inn. You want to go and stay there. You want to be, and you're gonna look for Amanda. Amanda's will know you're coming. I'll tell her you're working for Daenerys, and they'll set you up with a room. And when you guys are ready, I'll go and have you talk to the elf, the temple person. It'll be all sorted out. No problems whatsoever.
You were going to abandon us without even telling us the information we needed. I see you.
Ruth just kind of like points her 2 fingers at her eyes and points them back at you like I see you too.
You're on my list.
Okay, well, y'all take cares, and Darreneth tells your dad I says hi. Okay. And yeah, you guys can. The village is not that far. You're like literally like a half an hour away from the village, to the mines. So it's and also she knows Darreneth might want to talk about things around you guys that she's not going to talk about with the sheriff. So.
Oh, so there's a reason the sheriff abandoned us for no reason.
Does your character have abandonment issues?
So yes.
It seems like it.
So Darren sits down and Gendra brings her a glass of wine and says, yes, so let me tell you a little bit about the problems that we're having here. And you can tell me if your skill sets are well suited to this kind of mystery. We mine for void water here. Void water.
What's that?
It's a reagent highly valued by alchemists in magic, in their creation of magic items and magic potions and other magic things. It's a very rare substance. It's also quite difficult to work with. And in fact, if you do decide to take this job, I will insist that if you when you go into the mine, you cannot use anything brighter than candlelight. You see, sunlight or anything brighter than candlelight actually destroys the unique substance of void water. It just ends up reducing it to sort of a black, oily mess. And that's what it looks like. Void water it's like normal water, but before it's exposed to light, it has a kind of strange quality, almost mesmerizing to it. But it's very difficult to handle. It's very difficult to process. As a consequence, it's very expensive, and there's quite a lot of people who need it. So I managed to, between the costs of running the mine and the various operations, to make a bit of a profit, to build up this area. But yes, if you expose the void water to serious amounts of light, you're going to ruin my product. And can I just point this out immediately again before we even start? You ruin my product, you don't get paid. So you understand, I'm paying you out of the profits of my product, and if you ruin it, I can't pay you. So yeah, so I was digging in these mountains, not right here where the bar is, a little bit farther up into the hills. Actually, it's not too far from the new church that's been put up. Bunch of, well, that's another tale entirely. Oh, hello.
What was that?
I think that was Alhana must have just moved a little bit. So I know she was having some connection problems, but
it's more to do with my headset.
Oh, okay.
I kept losing sound, and I don't know if I'm being picked up on the right mic now.
Yeah, well, we can hear you. So if you can you hear us? Okay.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
It sounds like a cat is going.
Yeah, that's what I thought it was. I was like, R&D, is one of your cats like trying to get at your headphones or something?
No, they're chilling over here.
Well, it was about 5 years ago that I was digging for gold when I discovered void water. By pure chance, there happened to be an alchemist in town in White Sparrow that night overnight, and I'd asked her to come out and have a look at it. When she realized the properties of it, she told me that with the right amount of processing, I could maybe make some money. So she gave me a bit of money to start off with, and I eventually bought her out. But yes, we continued to dig. We pulled up the void water and dug deeper and deeper. Eventually, I had to create this sort of specialized machinery. You might have seen it cresting on the hill. It's between here and the town. It punches down into the ground, into further and further chambers. And these new caverns, we find new flowing sources of void water. So itself, as I said, it's highly profitable to sell it. There's quite a lot of money to be made, but at the moment, we started having, I guess about the time that annoying little prick who was over at the church, Ayla Skyborn, started complaining about something evil being down there. I mean, people have always been spooked out going down in the mines. They're dark, they're shadowy, and of course we can only work with candlelight, so people's minds and their imaginations play with them. But yes, increasingly the miners started to feel not safe, and there started to be some weird accidents, and then unfortunately one person went missing, and then weeks went by and another person went missing, and yes, and increasingly this Aelith, who we used to be friends, but I helped him build his church, truth be told, but he's just turned on me now. He's been preaching against the mine, saying that there's something awful down there, and the only people he has in his church are miners, so they hear his concerns and then they bring them down into the mines, and then maybe there is something actually going on. But then I guess the first tragedy that really shook us was not just someone going missing. My own brother was involved in an accident. We think there was a bit of a collapse, and he and the crew that he was working with, well, we never found them, but they've been presumed dead. But the reason I actually had to absolutely, because we've always held out hope that Paulson would be found and that his crew would be found, but last week my foreman, Ivan Stills, we found him immolated, and the workers fled the mines, and I just could not. It was no longer a matter of missing, and maybe it's a matter of them returning. We actually had a death, and at that I put a cap. I had my foreman Terrace Westmore cap the mine off and shut it down completely, and we've ended production for a week now, and with no plans of opening up again until we can figure out what's going on.
Quick question. How exactly do you end up with void water?
Well, there are pools of it.
But,
so we collect
yes,
it.
But how do those pools form in the first place?
Well, I don't know how they form. They're underground, like, sort of sources, like well water, springs. You know, you tap into a spring and you use the well to draw the water up. It's very similar to what we do with void water.
Well, the thing about wells is that's how water generally comes, well, from rain, while void water seems to need to have magical origins of some sort.
I'm a miner, not a geologist. I don't know where it comes from. I just know that it's down there, and that it's we've been processing it, collecting it.
And you wouldn't happen to know somebody who does?
No, do you?
Well,
when did you
split
split up with your partner, Bub?
Oh, the alchemist. Oh, early on. I haven't seen her in years.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, she's actually taken over. She has a business of her own, a few cities over, where she takes the processed void water and she sells it on to other wizards as a reagent. So she's got her own business separate from mine. I don't think she's involved. She's nowhere near the location, but I guess anything is possible. But I don't see. She has no financial reason to shut me down. Her money is as much tied up with void water as mine is. So what I would
taste like?
Sorry, can you say that again?
What does it taste like?
Oh, well, we don't consume the void water. That would be no. Workers have to be very careful with it. That's we don't. It's not meant to be imbibed at all.
Oh.
Stop thinking with your stomach, damn slime.
It doesn't even have a stomach?
No.
So, is there
Yes.
yes.
Would it be possible to speak with this church man? What did you say his name was?
Ayla Skyborn. Yes, I'd actually. I mean, look. You know, he came to us about 3 years ago claiming that he'd had a dream that he was supposed to build a church in the mountains above where we were doing the mining. And at first he was very friendly, he was very helpful to the miners, and he also seemed very dedicated, and I loaned him some of my equipment to help him dig out the foundations of his church, and I made several contributions actually to building it. But yes, you can certainly talk to him. He's been preaching against the mining, and I have no direct evidence. He doesn't go into the mines, but he does talk to the miners. He preaches to them, and I can't help but wonder if he's not poisoning their minds in some way. There's also been some. You might want to ask him about some strange appearances we've had of some weird cults. As a non-religious person, I don't really know much about this, but Aelith is the main. He teaches from the church of the temple of something I've forgotten at the moment. I'll find out for you next week. But we've had I don't have everything to hand, but we've had this appearance of cultists lately. They seem to be coming around, and they have this weird symbols on them. I haven't seen them up close, and they just seem a bit odd. Maybe he knows a bit more about them. I'm not a religious person, but maybe you can ask. Find out why what problems he's got with my mind. He won't talk to me anymore.
One more question for you, Madame. Of course, we are always happy to help out, but we are trying to resurrect my lovely Madame Kukuri. It's quite an expensive thing to revive her.
And the others.
I suppose. We have, I believe, 4 friends that we must bring back. If we help you with your little problem you have here, would you be able to help us with ours?
Very possibly. What sort of numbers are we talking about?
I believe
$1,000
gold.
each.
6,000 gold altogether.
No, 4.
I do not listen to the cube.
Make it an even 5,000, then we're
I don't
good.
think I can understand the cube unless Pasta translates anyway, so I will.
I don't believe you can understand the cube, right?
Well, here's what I can do. I mean, because the mine's been closed, I've still been paying the miners. I don't have the money in gold. But if the mine reopens, and people can go back to work, I can very quickly tap into my current supply of void water. Right now, a vial of void water goes for 50 gold. And so I think that given the long-term prospects, I'm happy to pay you in void water 6,000. I can pay you 5,000 in vials, and help make arrangements for you to sell that on for a profit, which you can easily do for 6,000 gold.
I do believe that would be fair. Companions.
Yes, that is reasonable.
Gold is better.
I know, but
Yes.
I've been using it to pay the wages of my workers, and as a consequence, I need to keep my assets liquid. But my inventory is absolutely precious and worth more than gold. It's worth more than what's in the bottle, the 50 gold, for the cost of making it.
Why don't you pay your employees in vials?
Because we can't trade void water for food here. We still have to work with White Sparrow. We still have to pay the merchants, and as valuable as it is, if it's not in the hands of an alchemist, it's something. And also, if once you take it outside, the more light it's exposed to, the more danger you have. It's sort of like hydrogen peroxide. You have to keep it in a special dark container to make sure it doesn't diminish.
Do not worry, James. I'm sure we can sell it for quite a bit of money.
All right, so Well, if that's suitable for you, then yes. What I'd really like is, yes, I'd like you to find out what's happening in the mines, but and I would like you to end the threats to my workers. Whatever's lurking down there is clearly dangerous. I'm not going to risk another life and send anybody else down there. Poor Ivan Still's wife. She's widow, I guess. She's been through so much. But the other thing too is if you can, as you mentioned, talk to Aleph and find out if either he or these recent appearing cultists have anything to do with it. At this moment, as you guys are talking, you hear a sort of sound coming out from underneath the bar. So standing about like here, you kind of hear again, which was the sound you recognized from like what the person did to get the attention of the crowd. It's sort of interrupting your conversation here. And dang it, hold on, I have to find the page number. Alexa, bedroom light's at 80%. It's gotten dark, and I have notes here as to what point.
Lights on.
Yes.
Stupid plastic, stop making noises.
You see what looks to be like a guy who's very tired from the day. He's got a sort of official look, kind of like a town crier look to him. And as he sort of wanders in, he looks at the crowd, seems to sigh as if he's not really that enthusiastic about what he's about to announce. But if I can just find the right page. He goes, "Hear ye, hear ye, hear ye. Lord Martin's tournament to take place next week. We are seeking adventurers and fighters and those who want to win the favor of Lord Martin. There is a contest to be held against the Brown Tankarts, reigning champions, but whoever will whichever team bests the other in this great tournament will be able to have dinner with the Lord and have a chance to work in his service." Here. So I found it! Hold on, let me do it again. I found the page. And now I just hit something on my computer that I absolutely did not mean to. Alright. All kinds of things are opening. But at least the game is still going, and that's the important thing. Alright. "Hear ye, all who seek fortune in our lands," calls this exhausted man, looking around the miners, going, he can't believe he's having to go everywhere and give this stupid speech. "Our noble Lord Marlin, White Sparrow, calls for a tournament of combat among fine adventurers. The winners will receive a grand banquet in their honor, and a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity for fame, glory, and wealth. On one side, we have the Brown Mead Adventuring Company, who will challenge them in combat for this fine prize." And then his various kinds of fades, as you can tell his voice is tired from perhaps calling this same thing all over the kingdom or the territory all day. And the miners look up at him, and as soon as he's done, they look down again, and they just go back to their drinks, and his shoulders just sort of slump, and he walks over to Gendra. He's like a tall one, and just starts to drink. So after that happens, Daronith kind of shakes her head and looks back at you guys and says, Is there anything else I can tell you? What I would advise is if there's anything in particular about the day-to-day operations, such as the particulars on the accident. I run the above ground things now, sort of like organizing the packaging and negotiating with sellers. It's really my main person, Terrace, he was the person who found Ivan's burnt body, and he's the one who personally knows the miners who went missing. So it might be a good idea to talk to him a little bit more before you head down. And he'll also make sure you have the right equipment. I'll let him know you're coming. Nothing brighter than candlelight. right? I know I don't mean to be patronizing, but it's so valuable. It would destroy this economy in this town, this community if anything happened on a large scale, like a daylight spell would be a very, very, very bad idea. She looks at Eliwick.
Eliwick just has like muffin all in her mouth. She's like, "Whoa."
Okay. So yes, if you want to talk to Aelith at the church, she, if you guys remember, I can show you the map where the church was located a bit more in the mountains. She also writes down the name of Terrace Westmore, and it says sort of like you can find him at a location I'll figure out next week. Is there anything else before I leave? We've negotiated a sum. We've negotiated your duties.
When the accident happened, was that right after you dug deeper?
We've been digging deep for quite a while now. I guess if I wanted to say when, now looking back, I mean, the death happened last week. My own dear brother went missing before that, about 2 months ago, but I guess I'd have to peg it at about 6 months when I started receiving reports from Terrace that the miners were reporting feeling uncomfortable or reporting strange things, and then it started to escalate in the creepiness. But the problems really didn't start until the cultists appeared. So Aelith, for all his annoyance, I have to say, I mean, he's been here the whole time, but these cultists, they're the real problems. Well, they might be, I don't know. That's what I need you to find out.
Well, I guess we should go talk to the church man.
Well, I mean, it's getting a bit late. What I'd recommend, of course, is
organized religion.
You have horses. Ruth showed them to me, and of course you can see the light of the town. It might be getting a bit too late, but you certainly are welcome to. I know you have a place at the inn, and you can come back tomorrow and talk to Terrace. You seem like I've heard you had a bit of a scrap on your way here. Something near the mines, perhaps. What was it that you guys fought?
Through the muffins, Eliwick goes, "Zombies!"
Zombies? God.
Yeah, they were really rotten and tasted bad.
Oh, God. Well, I mean, I don't know if that's connected to our mine, but it certainly is an unusual occurrence. We've never had undead here before. And she seems concerned.
The first time for everything.
Yes.
You don't anymore.
All right, so as she's starting to wrap up and gets up to leave, you hear again from downstairs. And as you peek over the railings to see what boring announcement might be said this time, you see a group of 6 people, this time covered in hoods, gathered together in the middle of the room with dark cloaks. And as all the miners turn to pay attention, "The Black Sun will devour you all!" a cry echoes across the splintered wooden walls of the seedy tavern, the Falling Rod. And before anyone can react, the black cloak is pulled off by all 6 of these figures, and underneath they're wearing burlap robes. These figures pull out razor-sharp daggers of black glass, and immediately each reach out for a patron, starting to slash whatever unfortunate person that got near them. Pandemonium ensues as a number of other figures pull off hoods and cloaks of burlap, revealing scarred bodies painted with a single black circle in the center of their chests. Tendrils of black smoke go out across their shoulders and stomachs. Each of them draws their black daggers as the first one did, screaming as they attack the tavern's surprising patrons. In their eyes, a dull, glassy look that somehow doesn't look quite right, but you're too far away to see. And that is where we're going to leave off because we don't have time to do. I've got something prepared for next time, but I don't think we're gonna get it done. I don't think we'd be able to get the battle done before we have to wrap up for our next game. So next time we will be rolling initiative. So you
Good
can
place
look
to
for.
stop.
Yes,
Very good place to start.
Cliffhanger.
Well, yeah. Well, I try. All right.
Very cool.
You really needed the drama button there. Dun, dun,
Dun.
I will say, Eliwick is very annoyed that they interrupted her muffin time.
Was it a good muffin?
Yeah,
R&D, what kind of muffin was it?
it's a guidance muffin, so let's make it be
No.
A cabbage muffin?
Blueberry.
no, a guidance muffin. So it's a red velvet muffin with like
That's my favorite.
frosting on top.
That's a cupcake.
Man,
Whatever.
it's a cabbage muffin. It's a legume muffin. You are so bad at this.
Yeah, I don't know if it's that the best guidance. That's all I know. It's probably good. It's probably delicious knowing
She
Mr.
could do a
Cookery.
skill check, yes. And by the way, I mean, this will be more of a guy. I've kind of sussed you guys a little bit and thought about. What I did in preparation for this is I looked at each of your individual characters' average damage per round. In order to calculate, but I didn't figure in like your ranged spells. So yes, the next one. I'm not saying it's going to be massively different, but it won't be as much. I hope it's not as much of a cakewalk. But I'm not going to like throw the hardest thing at you either. So you should be a bit more challenged in this next fight.
Okay.
Also, yeah, and you guys didn't really use too many spells last time, so I don't think you're overly worn down. Right now, right?
Well,
James is
don't
one
spell
spell
slot.
matter.
Oh,
I
wait.
don't have spell.
But did you take that into account?
Well, there are other ways to attack than spells, but no, actually, I didn't. So this should be interesting.
yeah.
So, yeah. So that was it. That was my first D&D DMing, you guys.
That was so much fun.
Yeah.
Now, if only I didn't look like Ellen through the whole entire thing. Thanks, Arnie.
No, you're Krillin now.
No,
Krillin,
God
now,
damn it.
everyone's just gonna call you Krillin. No one's gonna call you.
So I guess the next. Okay, you know what, guys? The next D&D game, I think I'll have to be Krillin.
Yeah. Well, even in this one, if you die, we're still gonna get enough money to bring you back. So
No.
you're literally on a search for the Dragon Balls to bring people back to life. So it's,
Oh my
if
God.
you die,
Can we do
It's
one?
perfect.
Can we do a game like that? Can we do a D&D where we're like a Dragon Ball Z D&D?
Maybe we should take one game at a time.
Well, if I look like freaking like no, seriously, guys, I look like Krillin, and it's like
Yeah.
I'm like now I have to play Krillin at some point.
Oh yeah, so you do need to get find artwork. I'll replace your token.
I have it.
Oh, okay.
This is
Okay. He legitimately
entirely
has
an
it.
R&D problem.
Okay, all right, that's okay.
Yeah.
That's all right.
Well, there's a particular reason why this whole entire game I was like it's R&D's fault.
Yeah, no. I have the artwork. I just completely forgot to update it. That's all. But
Yeah.
It does exist.
Oh, let me really quick. I'll show you a little bit more of the map before we sign off, just so you're, well, it's fresh in your minds now because it'll be easier to recall now than it was later. So
Yeah.
yes, so you guys are here. The temple is hard to see.
We aren't seeing that.
Oh yeah. Sorry, it's
see
not enough.
nothing.
It's not enough for me to just go on it. I have to drag the player
Yeah.
You
flag.
have to drag us along.
There's
too.
a lot of like things that you have to do that are unlike
It's
other
fine.
things. So okay, now you should be able to see it.
Yes.
Okay.
Take us with you, please.
Yep. So
Now I have
this is where you are.
No.
This is the mine where if you guys go down there. This is the temple. It's hard to see on the map, so I wanted to point it out. And then yeah, to get to the inn, you just have to go here to get. And then actually, the city map is the thumbnail for this video. So yeah.
I'm familiar with White Sparrow.
Oh, okay. Oh no, have you run these? Have you run this game before?
Not this one, but we have run some other adventures out of White Sparrow.
I'm glad I picked the one you haven't done before. So that would have been awkward. You're like, I know how it ends. No, follow me. I know where to go. I know who to talk to.
I have a vision. The gods have told me.
I have a theory. It could be bunnies.
So yeah,
that reference.
I wanted to give you guys a rather than a dungeon crawl. I wanted to give you a bit of a sandbox to put together the mystery and find out what is going on in the minds.
Dun dun dun.
Dun dun dun.
Definitely sounds good.
All right. Well, thank you everyone for playing. Thank you for putting up with my mistakes and also being so supportive. One of the reasons I was nervous, but I knew that I had great help and a lot of patience. That you guys would be patient with me as I do this little thing. So
You did great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
all right.
Again, most of it was R&D's fault.
True.
Yeah.
And if it goes to a third episode, I mean, are people okay with this time? If it because
Yeah.
Yeah.
okay,
Yeah.
all right. So if it's a one shot, that might turn into like 4 or 5. Depends
It
on.
usually does. It will be. You should just plan for this to be like the thing for the next 4 weeks.
All right. Well, I hope
Fine by me.
those in the chat enjoyed the game. Thank you to the 4 people who are watching. And until this time next week, where we continue to see what exactly is happening with the attacks on the poor miners on the ground floor, it's goodbye from me and goodbye from the party. Say goodbye, party.
Bye.
They did the bit.